Ahoy! Welcome to a Hero Story episode 5. I think we're at
Yeah.
305, whatever.
Who
I'm
cares?
Tyler.
Oh, we didn't
I'm
start with a
Hunter.
song. We didn't start with a song.
What song you want to start with?
I would do anything for podcast with my friends. There we go. I think we should
Anything.
start with a song every
Anything.
week.
That was really touching.
You know who wouldn't do anything for a podcast?
JD.
JD. Yeah, oh,
That's
shocker.
true.
He's not episode 5 episodes in and he's gone.
He's
I
done.
wish I would love to tell you guys what he's doing, but we're not gonna.
Oh my god,
No,
yeah.
we definitely cannot.
Yeah, that
but
is
but it's
one maybe
hilarious.
one day that like 50 years everyone will hear about it.
When we release the Hero Story biopic, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
Um,
Who's directing that, by the way?
JD is probably
JD.
Oh,
not
JD's
back
directing.
next week, but he'll be back the week after that. But the week after that's the Thunderbolts movie review. And I don't think JD's even seen MCU projects ever since Loki said a bit of both. So I don't
That's
know.
true. Since Loki was on the Rainbow Bridge and said, "For you, for all of us," he hasn't seen a Marvel movie since Thor.
Yeah. He still has
Um,
the remote like wedged into his TV because he just threw it.
yeah, this movie I like it. I don't know.
The
bit of
Thor.
both.
Yes, it's Thor. We've got no news. It's a slow news week, and by slow I mean glacially. There's nothing. We got no news to talk
Really?
about. I mean, it's
No, I don't.
Daredevil
Wednesday.
Born
To be fair,
Again
we
season
are
2
we
confirmed
are
for March
recording early,
2026.
so maybe tomorrow they'll drop something huge.
Isn't like Superman trailer coming out this week? 18th or
And they
something?
Superman
restored the
Day is on
Snyderverse.
Friday. Yes, they're
Remember they
restoring the
restored
Snyderverse on Friday
Yeah,
as well.
That's
that's
what they
good.
announced for Superman Day.
Yeah, but I think that's Friday. I don't know if we'll get a trailer, but I know we're gonna get definitely Instagram reels of like people talking about how they like Superman. Like you saw
Oh, we
today,
already got
posted
one of
Shaq.
Shaq, yeah.
Yeah, we got one of Shaq. So, yay.
I didn't even mind. I thought he like what he said was like I get it. I get it, Shaq.
Yeah, Superman's cool. He's nice. He's a nice guy.
I get Shaq.
Yeah, I did before, but now I do.
Now
Now
I'm a
you
Shaq
really
fan.
understand, yeah.
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 Um,
I also don't think the trailer will come out that day either.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, Sinners comes out. That's a Warner Brothers movie. Maybe they want a trailer before that, but I
I
don't
think
think
so.
that the
Be
market that's going to
Thursday.
see Sinners is necessarily the market that will go to see Superman. So maybe you don't,
It
but
should have been yeah. I was gonna say it should have been in front of Minecraft, but I guess they released 6 minutes of
yeah, yeah,
footage in
exactly.
front of Minecraft.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, but
we'll get it in
yeah. I
May.
mean, I hope we get a trailer. It'd be cool. It would be cool to get a trailer. I'm sure they'll
Trailer
release.
one.
I'm sure they'll release something, right?
I saw a comparison, like we're 3 months away from the Superman movie. We've had a teaser and a clip, and compared to Man of Steel, when there was 3 months until Man of Steel came out, we got trailer three. So
Damn.
a
But
little bit different
do you
marketing.
think we should talk about because they released a couple pictures of stuff this week. They released today a Jimmy Olsen picture, and then they released like
Mhm.
last week like a Superman and Lex standing together. But in every picture is James Gunn doing this little thing with his like
I
he's in
Yeah.
every single picture. Do you think they're marketing this around James Gunn
Yeah,
more
for
than they're
sure.
marketing it
oh
around
they did
Superman?
it with Guardians of the Galaxy 2
Yeah.
as
But it's
well.
like I think what do you think it is? Do you think it's that like no like people today don't give a shit about the DC brand? Do they care about the James Gunn brand?
Maybe. I think
Yeah,
the next
well,
trailer should open up with just like, I'm seeing Expendables in, and it's just that tweet.
I think no. I think what
No,
they
not
should
that
do
one.
is they should rename the title from the mind of James Gunn, Superman. That's
Is
what they
that, oh
should.
my God, it's
Zack
Zack
Snyder.
Snyder from the mind. No.
You don't
well,
like that?
like James Gunn used to bother me a lot because of the tweets, but also because when Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out,
So that's-
uh, they had a Funko line of like, here's all the Funko Pops of
you
the Guardians of
mention
the
this all the
Galaxy.
Yeah,
time.
you
You
do.
And
talk
You're
James
about
Gunn was
this
there.
all
I
the
don't know.
dude. There's Stan Lee action figures out there. Who gives a
Yeah.
shit? I saw a
Yeah.
Jack
Yeah.
Kirby toy at Target. Who's buying that?
I
Who
was gonna say,
cares?
True.
no kid knows what Jack Kirby looks like.
That's true, but exactly, what kid's buying?
Bro,
No kid
I don't
knows
know
knows
what
who
Jack
Jack
Kirby
Kirby
looks
is.
like. No, I do.
He's orange. He's kind of rocky. He's kind of big. He's got blue
Oh,
eyes.
okay. Does he
Yeah.
have like blue shorts on?
Yes.
Okay, I do know that guy.
I would buy a T-shirt if it had that Dan Mora cover of David Cornsweet Superman and James Gunn. I think that'd be
Mm.
hilarious to just have a James Gunn T-shirt.
What's your Superman tattoo gonna be?
Probably that
Hmm.
James Gunn. I'll get the glasses. I'll get. Here's what I'll get. I'll get the glasses and like the hair fluff, and then you'll
Ah.
know who it is, and maybe like
So you
some
just look like
stubble.
Rick Flag Senior from
Exactly.
whatever that show was.
The Creature
Oh
Commando.
yeah,
Yeah,
Creature.
That's
Well,
oh
it can
yeah,
double.
that
It
does
can
just look
double.
like him.
Either I'm a really big fan of Rick Flag Senior, or I'm a really big fan of James Gunn.
50-50, yeah.
Exactly,
No
you
one
know?
can ever
Isn't
tell.
it odd that that's like the same character that's going to be in Superman, but his
With
hair is
black
like
hair.
dark in
Yeah.
Superman?
Because it's
It's
Frank
like,
And they're like,
Grillo.
it's just artistic license. Line it up. What are we doing?
yeah.
You
Dude,
know, like I
star
get it.
of
Yeah.
Star of Werewolves 2024. That's
Did
a
you see
fucking
Werewolves
movie.
2024?
I did,
You're
yeah.
the only one.
It was balls. It was fucking
It
awful. It
was
was way
absolute balls.
worse.
I
It was
remember going to a theater
absolute
and
balls.
seeing the poster, and I'm like, I've never even heard of that.
Dude, it was so bad. He fights a werewolf that's in like a military. You guys remember Nuke, like the Marvel villain Nuke,
Oh
like
yes.
the
Yeah.
Give me a
American face
red.
paint. Yeah, it's a werewolf that looks like that. He also fights a werewolf with like purple hair and a nose piercing.
That's
Sick.
hard,
That's
dude.
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it was
Hell
it was
yeah,
a bad
brother.
movie. It was a bad movie. Real
um
bad.
did isn't Nuke and Jessica Jones?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
is. He's
Speaking of
actually pretty
Jessica
good in that
Jones,
too.
that's a Netflix show. And this week ended a sequel
There
to
we
the
go.
Marvel. There we go. To the Marvel
Oh
Netflix
boy, that
show.
was a fucking reach.
It was, yeah, you got it though. You got it.
There's another Netflix show that you may have heard of called Daredevil, and that got canceled. But
Is that
now
like
we got a
Tiger
new
King?
show. It's more like Titans than Tiger King.
Oh, I
Um,
loved Titans.
I know,
I
I know.
loved Titans a lot.
Um, but yeah,
Bruce Wayne was
Daredevil
really
Born
good in
Again
that.
season 1 ended this
Yeah.
week,
Mm.
and we're gonna talk about it. Should we just do full spoilers? Does it matter?
Yeah, fuck yeah,
All
dude.
right, yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
we've been discussing every episode every week except for when Tom King was on. So like,
Yeah,
and then last week we even were like, let's wait for the finale. So the past three episodes we haven't really dove into, but
yeah.
Look, I
great.
don't want
It
to.
was
I don't
great.
want to make an outrageous claim
Oh
on
yeah, I
this
have no
podcast and
idea what you
say,
think, Harper. You haven't said
like, I
anything.
don't want to say something on this show like I'm the biggest Daredevil fan objectively. However, I am, and if this show was bad, I would not be here.
Yes,
You're
I
lucky
would
JD
be
isn't here.
dead in a
you care
ditch.
about Daredevil the most, certainly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And like, I don't know at what point they went, oh, let's pull the plug on this, let's retool it. I don't know what was the thing
Writer
that
strike,
made
I
them go,
guess.
let's fucking figure this out. But thank fuck they did, because
Mhm.
season two is gonna be so fucking good,
I'm
because
so
the
excited.
setup for season two in this was so fucking good. And it was a good episode, and the editing was really weird in that apartment fight, but man, it was a good fucking
So
episode. And I'm
too.
so happy that this show is good. And I was waiting till my girlfriend got home so I could watch the episode. I was fucking rereading Andersenti Daredevil. I'm just like fucking,
You're all
I'm
Daredeviled out.
horned out, bro. I'm full
Hmm
of the horn. You know what I'm saying?
Was
Mhm.
there a fight in Matt's apartment? I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, you
So-
can tell. Actually,
Yeah.
the brightness on my TV was fine, but like I remember the second shot where it cuts to the Punisher and it's in slow motion, and I went, is every shot of the Punisher in this scene going to be slow motion? And then you bet
And
your
none
ass
for
it was.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I sort of compartmentalized it. I'm like, okay, is it Daredevil like focusing in on what Frank's doing, and that's why it's in
Oh,
slow
I didn't
motion?
even think of that.
We're cutting to Matt and it's all quick, and then he's seeing or hearing or sensing what Frank's doing and it's slow mo. But I was just like, does every shot need to be like, because I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys, but my least favorite thing in action like scenes is slow mo, because I think like the viscerality, if that's even a word, of like a
Maybe.
quick hit and a big smack is like we talked about this with Captain America 4, like someone getting hit with that shield at regular speed and flying into a wall. That visceral hit is so much better than seeing it slow mo and dunk, and then oh, like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't
I
work
would
for me.
love one
So
of those though. We never got one, did we?
Unless the
no,
character's doing like a cool flip dodge, don't do slow motion for
I like,
impact.
I like slow
yeah,
mo. I'm
Like
a shill for just a bunch of guys walking in slow mo. That's cool.
that's
mm,
fine, yeah.
Yeah, I
But for
don't
action,
need.
like
Yeah,
I'm okay with like Spider-Man dodging a bullet in slow motion. Or
sure.
I'm
yeah,
okay
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
like
Or
stuff
dodging
like
the Green
that.
Goblin.
But when it
Well,
comes to hits, yeah, just show that.
and it should. I guess if anything, it should be like it should make sense for the character. Like Spider-Man's super fast, so you gotta
Yeah.
maybe slow
Mhm.
him down. But the Punisher's he's getting
He's a
older,
guy.
just a normal guy.
Yeah, he's just a regular guy.
Exactly.
Actually,
So
Hunter, I think Hunter is spot on there. I think like showing someone dodge something in slow motion is awesome. Showing someone get hit in slow motion never has the same impact.
Yeah, you know what I'm
No,
happy
And
about?
then when
yeah.
you combine those together, it's so good.
I'm happy that we've moved past doing super speed in slow motion. Like I still think that Eternals, even though that was the movie that it was, just showing them move as fast as they actually fucking move is really it's like way better than
Mhm.
just
You
implying
didn't
that they're
like
moving
this?
fast. No, I don't know that I'm
Yeah,
a fan of that.
they should have did that. The wavy arms.
Yeah.
The Flash was a movie
Um
that came out, wasn't it?
it was,
We're
but it was the
talking about
best one
Daredevil.
ever.
Sorry, sorry, my bad, my bad.
Um so you like the finale.
I just like look like there are definite things there that I was just like, boy, they're getting through this because they really want to get through and get to the end
Oh,
and set
season
up.
2 is important actually. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like it did. Like there was when Frank and Matt were arguing after they beat the shit out of everyone in the apartment. Like they're arguing back and forth, and there'd be like a cut and then another cut, and it was like it looked like my fucking video from last week. Like it was like a cut every like 5 seconds. And I was
Seconds,
like,
yeah.
all right, well, maybe like. So there was definitely like they definitely rushed through some stuff, but like I don't know, I wasn't expecting Matt to like have a character arc and a lesson and learn something. And like I know it's the same arc as like season 3 of the Netflix show, but to
Yeah.
hear Karen out and go, you know what, you are absolutely right. Going in just like headstrong and stupid, I'm gonna get myself killed. That's what I would have done a year ago. I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I think that
Mhm.
that stuff was cool, and I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
that. I don't think I was expecting as much Punisher as we got.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
know
I was
I'm
like, this is
why.
glad
a
we did.
full-on
Yeah.
Punisher.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
this
actually, fuck.
yeah.
Like the way they brought him in, because I remember spending the week going, okay, we're gonna have to have a scene. Like Matt gets out of hospital, and then Matt goes and says, Frank, I need your help. And that, like I was thinking about all the ways they would have to
Yeah.
like invent getting the Punisher in. And then as soon as he's standing in the apartment and Matt's like, you're the last person I expected. And Frank goes, I got a phone call. I was like, yeah, like it just was like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
gratifying. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my
I
fucking God. And
love
then,
that
oh,
Karen gave him a phone call. He's like, "Oh, let me get a haircut, let me shave."
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, got nice and clean.
yeah.
And they even say that because Matt's like, oh,
Yeah.
you do all that for me? He's like, no, I didn't.
Not for you.
So good.
Not for you, Red. I listen, I do love them together. I don't know that I can get another conversation about them yelling about not killing or not. Like
Oh,
I
I
love
love
the
them every
I
time.
love them every
Yeah,
time,
no,
but I
I'm
will
on
get tired, I
board.
think. I just
Like
I mean maybe
they're
it's
doing it
funny.
while fighting.
It's kind of funny, I guess, at this point where it's like the first shot of the Punisher is him using a shotgun to blow the head off of a cop, and then
Yes.
Daredevil gets mad like 5 minutes later. It's like, dude, there's
Yeah.
like they're all dead anyway. They've been
There's a
dead.
clear
You should
like
have said something
ADR.
at the
There's like an
front of the
ADR
fight.
line
He does
halfway
say at one
through where
point,
he
like
goes,
he says, "Frank, stop." Yeah.
yeah, no, he
That's
goes, Frank, stop. But it was such a clear like ADR, like they've
yeah,
added that in post to be like,
yeah.
oh, we
To
got
be
to
like
show
shit.
that he
He's
gives a shit.
because in my head I was like, oh, Matt's at the point where he doesn't care anymore. But no, he actually still does care. Like,
Yeah.
no, you don't,
I
bro.
don't know. There was a, like right at the start when Matt's like, oh, there's people coming. We got to get ready. And Frank goes, with your ass hanging out, and then like Matt flips him off like that. My girlfriend turned to me and went, oh, I ship them so much. I was just like, yeah, me too, man.
Is
Like,
there a
just
name
love
for
these
it?
two.
What would it be? It'd be like
Frat.
Sure.
Matt Derisher.
Sure.
God.
Yeah.
It's just
But yeah,
I still enjoy the
they have such a
conversations.
good dynamic. It really is because like I never even thought about the fact that we hadn't seen them together since Daredevil season 2. It's like we
Yeah.
only got them together
Oh
that
yeah,
one
yeah,
time,
that's
pretty
right.
much, that
hmm
one
hmm
season. And but it feels like they're like Steve and Tony, like they've been in 10 movies
Yeah,
together.
dude, they
Oh,
feel. Fuck yeah,
totally.
they
Yeah, they're
do.
street
Yeah.
level.
Fuck yeah.
This is Stephen
I
Tony.
think that's
It's
great. I
like,
think that
oh, you care
that's
about him now? Do you care about this guy? And shoots the guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. And he's like, Jesus Christ.
that's the way to go, I think, with them especially. Like, because the Punisher, as much as the Punisher is like a character we joke around a lot, he's genuinely one of Marvel's most popular characters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So do something with him. Like, make
But there's
him. I
not.
love that they're doing that special.
There is not. There is not a problem with the Punisher as a character. I think the Punisher
Yeah,
is
he's a great
fucking
character.
awesome. I think there are a lot of great Punisher comics. The problem with the Punisher is not the Punisher. The problem is, and I don't think we see it as much as we used to. It was probably mainly when that Netflix show was going on and the Punisher was more popular, but it was the
I mean,
culture
man, you
around
don't live in
like
America, dude.
That's a good point. That's a very
I
good. I
sent
don't
a
live under
Punisher
martial
sticker
law.
on a
Yeah, you
car
saw one
today.
today.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you
That's
did
true.
see
That's
one
true.
today.
Do you like how they addressed it in the show?
Address what? Like the cops?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
cops.
I feel like
yes.
they'll
There's
lean
more to
more
it.
into it. Yeah, I think
They're
they'll
not
lean more
dumb.
into it in season 2. But I'm glad we got the scene where they're all standing around in like the
Yeah,
Punisher symbol
I
because
thought that
originally
was.
it was just
I,
character assassinated Cole.
yeah,
For
I
one
thought that was
scene.
really
Yeah, what
interesting. The
the?
idea that they were trying to
Yeah,
recruit him. They're like, we all
yeah,
idolize you, dude. You would be the best at this job, and it'd probably be fun for you. So
yeah.
like, just fucking link up.
He's
And
like, you're
he's
a
like,
bunch of
yeah,
clowns.
I
He
would do
says
this
that
on you if you were
twice.
on
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, he does.
We're in a circus.
Yeah,
Did you hear me before? You're a bunch of clowns. I
yeah.
do hate that one cop though. I think he's oh my god,
I
dude.
know
Oh,
who
the
exactly you're
main
talking
one. Yeah,
about.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
yeah. You know who he isn't? He's no Martinez from the Batman. Like those are the spectrum. Those are
Wow.
the opposite spectrums of the
I
cops in the
mean,
shit.
Martinez is like he's not a bad person. This
No,
guy
that's exactly it. I'm
is.
saying he's like he wishes he was Martinez.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna give a
It's
cameo
Mr.
appearance to
Wayne.
Sean, but Sean
Sean's
just
on
messaged
Cameo?
how much?
cameo. No. Oh no. Yeah, I'm paying him $80 for a cameo. No,
$80.
he messaged me and said,
Jesus.
"Poor Anthony Petruccio from New Jersey, man."
Yeah,
Scene was
I
so
mean, poor
good.
him. I mean, come on, he knew what he was.
Nah, fuck
He was
that guy. He's
he
part
was
of the task force.
patrolling around a bunch of guys in cages.
Mm.
Like
No, I
he's a
agree. Fuck
piece of
that guy,
shit,
but still,
dude. I
yeah,
thought I felt like it's for me. I liked it. I didn't not like it. I just felt like I was expecting.
Justice League reference.
I,
Nice.
nice. I thought I was expecting more of an ending. I guess more like
yeah.
closed
I
book.
was I was
What about
not.
that
But
ending?
I had also read the reviews from like critics that saw the whole
Uh-huh.
season and were like, this ends and feels very much like a part 1 to a part 2 sort of
It
story.
But
I
is
was
is.
it
Yeah,
even
it
part
is.
two? I feel like it's not part one to part two. This feels like I feel like this,
one 18 episode thing, yeah.
but I feel like this thing should spiral out. Like this should not. I feel like I'd be very disappointed if this whole thing, the fact that the city's gone insane, gets wrapped up in season two. Like
Mm.
I feel like this is
It's
there's
not going to be in
so much
Thunderbolts.
juice
I
in
don't think
this.
Yeah, no, I'm
they'll
pretty
probably
sure it is.
mention it in Thunderbolts.
They
They'll mention
have
Mayor
to.
Fisk.
They're right. They
Yeah.
wrote themselves into such a corner in this universe right now
Mhm.
because this is really fucking important. And this
Yeah,
affects
he's the
a
mayor of New
lot.
York and
Yes.
he's locked it under martial
Under
law.
martial law, dude. Just
And now you're
the
in 2 weeks we have superheroes in New York, the movie.
yes, we
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
guy turning
exactly.
people into shadows. I like. I would feel very vilified if they put a one cop in a Punisher thing in that movie, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
That's all it would take, but they're not going to do that.
They
But
gotta
they-
mention Fisk. They gotta have like his have a muse painting in the background or like say his
Yeah, no,
name.
they've got to
Fisk?
have something. Unless they
They
do
gotta
the
do-
what was actually set before.
They should
Like,
say
I
all they
would-
need to do
oh,
is
they're
say
totally
Mayor
doing
Fisk.
that.
That
They're
you
gonna
think?
treat they. I would be satisfied if they just treated it like the Netflix series treated the MCU. Like
Really
just say
though.
guy
Yeah.
with the devil horn or have like a newspaper
yeah,
just
yeah,
show that
exactly.
it's connected.
But they did that
Yes,
in
I
this show.
agree.
They said a man in a spider outfit, and
No,
I
but
thought
now
that
now the
sucked.
movies need to do that with the shows.
I agree. It's just I feel like that's not going to happen.
Look, I
I feel like
hope it does, considering we had Deadpool and Wolverine based entirely around like the
Loki.
main plot of Loki. Like, surely
That's a good
surely,
point. That's a good
like
point.
when they're bringing this team together, Bucky's gonna be like, "But I thought Fisk like locked New York under martial law," and then that lady's gonna be like, "Yeah, it doesn't fucking
But
whatever."
or they could say
He's-
some bullshit. They
he's
don't
on
even need to
Disney
say
Plus.
it, but it could be some bullshit where it's before Daredevil or something. You know?
That's what I
But-
just said.
Oh, is it? I
But
didn't-
like even then, they're not gonna mention anything in the movie. We're gonna hear from like Kevin Feige in like a few weeks, be like, "Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
takes place before."
yeah, or like when it goes on Disney Plus and it's on the timeline, you're like, oh, it's before Daredevil.
That was
Oh,
maybe
that's probably
great.
how we'll find out.
Yeah, because I think that I don't know if it's just something wrong with my brain, but every
Yep.
time they do some shit like this, I'm always thinking, where is everyone? This is like an event. If there were really as many superheroes in New York as there allegedly are, this would be wrapped up by morning. Like
Yeah,
the
Devil's
fact
Ring.
that like
Yeah.
Matt says to Karen, "We need an army." I'm like, "All right,
God. Okay,
Luke
that's my
Cage,
this is
Iron
my
Fist,
one
Yeah, yeah,
Jessica
flaw.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jones," and he walks
We
in and it's just a bunch of nerds. It's just Cherry and like the cop from the first couple
I
episodes.
am
His army
almost
is a
certain that's what
lawyer, a
season.
cop, and then some random
Yeah, and
cop.
Do you know what I was
I
expecting?
like
Genuinely, what I was
it.
expecting the final scene to
And
be.
Josie,
I was expecting Matt to do this whole speech and be like say something like, "So, are you in, or will you help me?" And it was
yeah,
Bullseye. Like I was so expecting
really, because
because
Oh, that
that
would
could
have
have
been better. That
even
would have been
that could
better.
have been something. Yeah,
we have seen like the behind the scenes photos where they're clearly
They're
spoilers for
like
season two.
walking
They
together.
they're
Yeah.
walking together. They look like they're teaming up, which I honestly, I'm all for. I believe that Matt would team up with this version of Bullseye before he would ever make a deal with Fisk.
really.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But also
he
like
killed Foggy though.
Yeah, I know, but like they've gone to great lengths to show that Dex is like disturbed and like messed up and he's kind of just a kid. But like Matt knows that like the Fisks are the real fucking thing
Do you think
behind
it
it.
could? I would buy it if it was kind of like if they portrayed it as Matt's going insane and he's using Bullseye as a weapon. Not that he's like
Potentially.
actually. I think
yeah,
that could be cool. I could
Or
buy
like
that totally.
sacrifice him to the wolves at the end or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
would
Like,
exactly.
have
But
yeah,
it,
been
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically
better
like
than
he's thinking of Bullseye as like someone I can point this weapon at people and I don't even need to do
I
anything.
just look, I have a good feeling that the army is going to consist of like Matt, Bullseye, Tony Dalton, Lalo. Are you up to
Yes,
Lalo in
Hundo
fucking Better
P.
Call Saul yet or not, Hunter?
I guess not because I don't know who that is.
Fuck,
Okay,
he's the
you
best
will
character.
be so excited when you see it, and you'll
You'll
go,
you'll
"That's that
see
guy
him and
from
you'll
the MCU." Yeah,
yeah. I wonder if he's cool in this, and it's the
yeah.
coolest character
Oh,
you've
and then
ever
you go,
seen,
"Oh,
dude.
he's Jack Duquesne." They made
Oh,
him
but he's
swordsman.
swordsman.
Yeah, the
Oh, that actor. Okay, yeah, no, I haven't
Yeah,
heard of
Tony
that
yeah,
name.
Dalton.
he's
Yeah, yeah,
so good, dude.
yeah. He's the best
Yeah, it's
character
gonna
in Better
be
Call
like
Saul.
it'll be Matt Bullseye, swordsman, Punisher, definitely,
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
hopefully
How
Netflix
about
characters.
yeah? Hopefully
Well,
Netflix
just
characters.
Jessica Jones,
Maybe
I feel like
even I
is for
mean
sure in it.
Yeah,
Kamala Khan.
That'd be
Maybe right.
cool.
possibly.
Because
Yeah,
it's
true.
good.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
But it
Yeah,
Because
has
man,
to.
these guys could have been in the bar when they cut to the bar and it opens up and it's
And
like all
yeah,
slow
they should have
motion.
had
The
Kamala
I
Khan's
forget her
dad.
name. Like I forget her name, but like the cop that talks to the bank heist people.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like I thought
yeah.
that was Jessica Jones because she's like at the bar sitting there. I'm like that's Jessica, but no, it's just
I
oh,
wasn't.
it's
I was
you.
really not expecting like a big cameo. I don't know. When he
I
walked in
I
that room,
wasn't
I went,
either,
okay, yeah, this is like
but
the
I
resist.
still I this is what I mean though, is like when they write themselves in when they do scenarios like this, I can't ever think where is everyone else. Like I can't help but think it because the elephant in the room is like Peter Parker must be sleeping on the job, dude. He is
Hmm.
snoozing through his
Yeah.
alarms. He doesn't give a shit. Like you
Mm,
can't. I feel like you just can't. And this is not a con to the show. This is actually a con on shared
Sony.
universes, I guess, right? Or just Sony. But when you have a scenario like this and it's so large scale and it affects so many, it affects the hub of where these characters exist.
mm.
I need at least an explanation for where they are.
I think it will be a problem if like characters don't show up in season two. You know what I mean? Like I'm not ready to
Yes.
call it yet and be like,
Yes.
what the fuck is
Yeah.
because
No.
it's just started.
No. Yes.
And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what was Spider-Man gonna do against Fisk, for the last 8 episodes? He's just the mayor. You know what I mean? Like
No,
he
I
probably
know, but
didn't
he
probably
would have
didn't
been there
vote
in the
for him.
blackouts and everything. Obviously, like he would have done
Yes.
something.
But again, that just happened. And
If
like
I was Daredevil, even if I didn't know him, he would be the first guy I would go to.
yeah, it's
You
probably
know?
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
does suck. I mean, it does suck that like we
Yeah.
It's
can't
it's
have
just
Spider-Man.
yeah. I
Legally,
mean
they legally
the
can't.
it would have been so cool if the defenders were in there and to defend like Danny Rand if he was in like the full Iron Fist costume too and it was like
Yeah.
good quality. That would have
Yeah.
been exciting for people that
And like
don't
I
like that
want it
version
to
of
be
Iron Fist.
yeah, I want it to be all of them because I really do not think he's the
Yeah,
problem.
a
Like
redemption
No,
arc, I
he's
think.
not at
Yeah.
all. But have him with the
he's
mask
good.
on and like the
Luke
green and
Cage, I
gold.
think, is a must is a
Yeah,
must to bring
please.
back.
Yeah.
I think Luke Cage should center a portion of the universe. I think he's a really good character. I think if you need like a Captain America type, air quotes, like a
He
moralistic,
can be like the
righteous
political
dude.
type. He can be like
Yeah.
trying to replace Fisk as mayor.
Exactly.
I'm just
Like, they could
saying,
Like
just
in
do
the
this scene,
comics.
yeah.
this is a miracle that this
No
happened.
Way Home. Yeah,
Yes.
100% that
This is
happened.
this is the best thing that's ever happened
But I
in
don't.
my
I
life.
think it's absolute horseshit that Daredevil can be in a Spider-Man movie, but apparently the Kingpin can't. Like, I don't buy that.
Yeah.
I
So
just don't
bizarre.
buy it. I don't think he was lying. I think that's probably what someone told him. But I
Mm.
feel like that could get hashed out in an instant. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
if Feige and Co were like, okay, we want Kingpin in the movie, like, what do
Maybe
they have to
no,
pay
he
who? They'll
wasn't
pay it.
lying. Maybe I feel like he could still be in a movie. It's
And
just
it's
he
like,
I
wasn't
think
sure.
I
if it's a
think he
Sony
could be
issue,
lying.
why can't he be in a Spider-Man movie? Those are Sony movies. Like, I just don't get it. It doesn't
Mm.
make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's in Spider-Man 4 or anything like that. I think the ship has
No,
sailed
doesn't
on this
sound like it.
being that Daredevil movie we want it to be, but I still want the fucking crossovers, man. You
I
know?
mean,
The
Daredevil
writers,
can show up in full costume in Spider-Man 4. There just can't be the Kingpin,
Yeah, but there's no
allegedly.
point then. I feel like there's no point of having Daredevil if there's not gonna be the
What
Kingpin.
if it was Null though?
oh, that's a good point. If
Oh,
he was
but
in the
then
bar,
it should be a lecture. Oh, dude, what if it was Tom Hardy's Venom?
that'd be insane.
Or what if there was
A
like
heart
a
attack.
what if there was
My
a
head would have
shot?
exploded.
Your head would have. But there was. What if there was What if the last shot, right? They go onto the bar and there's like a black goop there, and they see it, and you see it move.
And it's the
The
guy from Ted
symbiote's in
Lasso
Josie's
again,
bar.
Yeah, Josie goes to like wipe it up, then you see a hand slam over, and it cuts up as Tom Hardy goes like, "You don't want to touch that."
Yeah.
Oh
So you're
my
telling
god.
me there's a guy
A
in a white
guy in a
suit
red suit
and he's the
with
Claire
devil horns.
Bourgeois.
Oh my god. Oh, what I would give.
What you would give.
What a-
It's like when you give, you don't even like those movies.
I
Dude. You're
love
just
those
like,
movies. Thank you very
Fisk.
much. I
oh, my
Fisk.
love
bad, my
them all.
bad, my bad.
I
You didn't. You just didn't know that.
I've run
Fake
into
Venom
this.
fan.
I've run into this issue with Wilson Fisk now, where
The
I
Homelander
think
conundrum.
Homelander conundrum. Oh,
Mm,
maybe even
yeah,
worse though for me, where
Umbridge.
I just feel like no, I have a different level. It's a different level for Umbridge. Not that it's higher, but it's different. Like,
Umbridge is a
Umbridge is like an
It's
uptight prick.
like
But I
the
have
type
like
of character that like they're a bad person, but they play it so good that you actually hate them.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Joffrey, yeah. But like Umbridge
Yeah,
like is
yeah,
an
that's another
uptight
one.
prick. But I have like a moral aversion to Kingpin. Like, I'm like, this guy's wrong, and I hate that he gets out of everything. Like, I remember watching season 3 and just
Yeah.
watching him get out of jail and just being like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this
No.
dude's just lying his way out. And like, I had never hated him more until he fucking gave us the golden chainsaw from the
It's the
season.
coolest
The
thing ever.
coolest, craziest, most gory thing I've ever seen.
Well,
Straight
it's
out of the
Ultimate Spider-Man.
boys. Yeah, literally.
And Ultimate Spider-Man. He does
Yeah,
it in
yeah, I
Ultimate
love that.
Spider-Man, yeah.
But and I was like, and he's wiping his hands, and I hate that guy. Oh my god, fuck Wilson Fisk, dude. Fuck that guy. Wilson
he has
Fisk.
ever since
love New York.
Fuck, no, you
ever
don't.
since,
You don't love us.
like,
What have you done for us,
uh,
Mayor Fisk?
mid season 1 where like Daredevil is down like in the busted down house and the cops are looking for him. Holy shit, this is really sick. God, he's always got the cops on his fucking payroll. I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
no.
Like
But they're
Batman.
like talking over like the walkie-talkie, and Fisk's like, "You and I are a lot alike." It's just like fuck it. Like ever since then, I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Fuck
like every
you,
just
dude.
shut up, dude. Fuck
You don't
you, dude.
like
You think
yeah,
one
you
man,
are
silly little costume. Shut up.
I just was like, I mean, obviously it was amazing. Like seeing him do that. You know,
Yeah,
I was
it was.
convinced.
I like it was prosthetics.
I was
yeah.
convinced they were gonna cut away. I was like, okay, we're gonna hear like a, but the
Yeah, no.
effect is unbelievable, and it was like it was gorier than obviously anything the Netflix show did. Like it definitely tops the head in the car thing.
And it tops him shooting the Irish guy in the face. That's the one I think of when Frank like blasts that Irish. He's like,
Oh,
"Who
yes,
killed
yes,
your
yes.
family? Who cares?" And then he just like shoots his fucking face apart.
Yeah, and he does that in this
I-
episode too.
Or
But
season 1 when the guy headbutts the spike.
Yeah.
But
You
like
won't
this
see
was
his knee.
so it felt like one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is violent, this show's bloody or whatever, but then when it hit that and it was like, oh, this show's like they're actually not afraid to be violent in this.
Mm.
And we thought this I like that in it. Yeah, there's the prosthetic, so cool.
That's
But I
cool.
like that in a sense where it's like this whole season was just the build up until we get that explosion of violence by
Mm,
Fisk to realize like, okay, no one's safe, nothing's okay, this has all gone downhill. Like
yeah.
I do like that as the whole season's arc where it's like really it's about like in that moment Fisk is fulfilling his arc and that's where like the show is now turning.
He's back
And
to being with
Matt is also
Vanessa.
yeah, and Matt is also
For,
fulfilling the
yeah.
opposite of arc of not going to the extreme violent immediate route. Like, yeah,
Yeah, and
so
I think that that's really cool. There was an interview with D'Onofrio where he talks about um he thinks that the Kingpin's plans would probably extend beyond New York, is what he
mm,
said. And on the interviewer was like, "See, what do you think he's gonna? Do you think he's gonna do the president thing that he tries to do in Devil's Reign?" And he says that he doesn't think that they'll do that, and I don't think they would do that in the MCU either right now because they just did a president plotline return to the Red Hulk. And
yeah,
imagine
that's
if it
true.
went from one president that was the Red Hulk to the next president that was the Kingpin.
Kingpin, yeah.
So, the
It
United
would
States
be like America in real
I was
life.
gonna say the United States would be fucked, but what would be so different about that? But it's like he talks about how he like D'Onofrio says he talks about how he thinks that the Kingpin really does love New York, but it's only because he thinks he loves it, but really he's just in control of it, you
Mm,
know? And I
Mhm.
think that that's like, just he gets under my skin, man. He
mm.
just gets under my skin.
It's getting to the point where you see beyond like any endearing quality or childlike quality that he had
Yeah.
of love and actual care, and now you're just like, no, fuck this guy.
Yeah. No, I just think
Also,
he's like, he's, I mean, he was always irredeemable, but like, he's really
yeah.
hit a
Now,
point. Yeah.
I like that cop
Um,
too.
dude, the bad vibes on Heather Glenn paid off.
Yeah.
They have
I
been
guess they
there.
did.
Yeah.
They've been there all season, and I said to my partner before the episode, I went, I reckon she's gonna like kiss up to Fisk. And I didn't know how, but I had a feeling. I'm like, she's gonna go to
Yeah, I had a
Fisk.
feeling too. Yeah.
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 Thank God Matt didn't say that he was Daredevil to her.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would have been some
Even
bad
though
news.
Fisk
I mean, it
does
wouldn't have
know
mattered, I
okay,
each
that's
guess.
other.
a good
Yeah,
Yeah.
idea.
but I think that that is interesting that like kind of underneath this whole episode is Matt realizing that he's still I feel like he still loves Karen. He's still
Oh, when he
Dude,
woke
when
up,
he
he went,
woke up,
Karen.
yeah,
Karen.
Yeah, no, that was incredible. Yeah. And it's like he still wishes that he could like have that life with Karen. I don't think
Hmm,
he thinks that it's possible,
no.
but and especially past Heather now he's like, God, what am I doing living this fake life now? I'm Daredevil.
Yeah.
I'm Matt Murdock. Karen Page is my family. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit that I was pretending. Like, they blow up his apartment, and he's not like my stuff. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No. He's
It's
like,
all
have I got
past.
my devil suit?
Yeah, I mean,
I
I don't
do.
think that
Fuck
Matt
yeah.
Yeah, I
Murdock.
do.
It seems like we're gonna go into a similar scenario to season 3, where it's like Matt Murdock's not really going to exist. He's going to be in
I
hiding this
don't
whole time.
think
Like, I
it's
don't think he's
yeah.
going to show. Like, there's all those
I
missing posters
disagree.
and whatnot. But I
No,
don't think that Matt
I think
Murdock's going to
it's
go do anything. Like, he
oh
can't.
no. Well, I mean, we've seen him in set photos as Matt Murdock doing stuff, so I don't think
Have we?
that's true. But
But like,
I do know
like
what you
Matt
mean.
Oh,
He's
Murdock.
gonna be in costume.
isn't he
Like,
missing?
yeah, that's what he
But
just said.
what was he doing
Welcome to the
stuff like
podcast.
what picture what was like
Sorry.
He was like undercover in New York with like a
well then, no,
different
that's
set
what
of
I mean
glasses
though.
with Karen. Yeah,
He's not gonna go
he's
to
not gonna be a
anybody he
lawyer or
knows.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I mean. That's more what I meant. Not that Matt Murdock is dead or something.
No, I
But
thought you meant like the season 3 route where he's like, I'm just Daredevil and there's
oh
nothing
no no
left.
no no no.
I think he's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be probably the most superhero-esque where I think he's leading a group of people. He's in the suit most of the time, but he's also gonna be like talking with Karen and acting like a human being. It'll be the most balanced he's probably ever been, which I think is
Yeah,
cool because it's
it is
different.
cool. Yeah, especially because
Mhm.
there's so much of this version of him as Daredevil. Like there's so many episodes where he shows up, but there's so little of him ever being Daredevil out of
Mm,
now 4 seasons of his character.
I think he's
And
gonna be
so
Daredevil the whole fucking season next
yeah,
season. I
I think
really
that
get
that
that
is really
vibe.
exciting. I think like, the black suit looks really cool. I wonder if this just kind of popped in my head, but if the Daredevil logo that he's put on him, if that's like a symbol that they
Mm,
use,
oh,
like an underground symbol, like
fuck
like
yeah, dude.
That
like
would be
Daredevil's
cool,
leading
yeah.
the resistance underground and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Which is
Yeah.
it's such a great idea.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's
And
so.
they actually asked D'Onofrio about Shadowland.
Mm.
They said, "Do you think is Shadowland something we'll see in season 2?" And he goes, "That's a very good question. I don't know if I can answer that one, but it's a good one. You're obviously following the story in a good way. Whatever that means, right?
Okay.
Whatever that means. That makes it sound
That's
like
code for I have
there's
no idea what you're
yeah,
talking about.
either I don't know what that is, or I heard someone on set say that, or maybe the directors
Yeah.
told me that, and I'm like, I still don't know what that is, but I'm not gonna say that I
Yeah,
heard
either
that.
way, he has no idea.
Exactly.
No
You know,
fucking
I
way.
love D'Onofrio because he clearly loves the character of the Kingpin, but I don't know if he gives a shit about Marvel or Daredevil or anything like that. He's
Yeah.
just like, this is a cool character. I like this guy. I like Wilson Fisk.
This is my
But like
guy.
Charlie Cox, on the other hand, like became the world's biggest Daredevil fan because of
Yeah,
it.
dude. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that so
Are
much.
you disappointed about no Foggy reveal? Or I guess
I
technically
am.
a Foggy reveal in the
I
sense of that he's actually dead, allegedly still.
Yeah, look, I think the fact that there was no hint this season strongly like it
Hmm.
means the
Not at all.
percentage of a reveal for next season is like way less likely. And like
Yeah.
I did say that like while it would be nice to have him back, I think it would undo a lot of shit if Matt goes through this whole arc and then Foggy's like, I'm alive, and Matt's like, I spent a whole year mourning you. I was miserable. I nearly killed a guy. I nearly
Yeah.
killed a second guy in an apartment as Matt Murdock. Like all of
Hmm.
this. Does that mean he's gonna be dead? No, he still might come back because he is in season 2. We know that
Yes.
he is in season
It
2.
could
Could be
be in the
flashbacks. Could
same.
be
Yeah, it could
flashbacks.
be a
But yeah,
Just
flashback.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't envision this show doing a lot of flashbacks,
You're right.
except for
Yeah,
the
I don't
fact that we
either.
saw
I don't
set
either.
photos the other day with a young Wilson Fisk,
There
so
were
they
like,
definitely
but
are doing
there were
flashbacks. But
multiple
still,
flashbacks in this episode. No, there was the one where
there
he's a
was
young kid
one.
again. There's the one at
Oh,
the beginning
that was
with.
That
barely a
I
was
know, but
flashback.
like
That's
there's
a
the one at
shot.
yeah.
there's the one at the start with
The
Vanessa
Dex
and
one, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
okay.
like that, like in the entire season, we had like what one really.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
I just like he's not gonna if Foggy's in season 2 and it's flashbacks only, it's gonna be one or two scenes
because I
maybe.
was convinced, and I'm sure you guys were, that he was going to be in one of the cages, right?
I had a
Oh, that would have
yeah.
been cool. That
You
would
didn't
have been
think
Yeah.
that at
interesting.
all, Hunter?
Not once, not even
Really?
a little bit.
That's
Oh
kind of
man,
Yeah,
I was
that's
looking in those cages, dude.
yeah. All I was doing was I was like, is that? Oh no, that's swordsman. Okay,
Yeah.
but I think what I don't really understand is the legal case, I guess, where it's like, okay, Foggy was going to argue that there's no laws because of this charter,
Mm,
but
mm.
isn't that doesn't that help Vanessa?
Well, no, I think like him bringing that
be right
up,
back.
they would have been like, "Oh, we
Oh,
need to repeal that man." To this fucking guy, this
oh,
fucking
we
guy.
need to. Oh, that's not legal, but like the charter, either way, I guess I don't know. It
Like
kind of confused me on
I
that
figured it
part.
was that he was gonna like bring it up, and therefore it was gonna be a thing that they would need to repeal, and it would mean that that was no longer legal, and then the fiscs couldn't funnel shit through it. But I
But
agree, it was a
wouldn't
lot of
but if
legal
that charter
jargon.
doesn't exist and nobody thinks it exists, then they would just assume that everything that happened there was illegal anyway. Because it's
Y-
because it's part of the United
but
States. If nobody knows about that charter,
if it's illegal, isn't that the thing that the fiscs would be pissed off about? Because then it's
I
like,
guess
oh,
yeah,
you've
that's why you would kill Foggy, sure, yeah. But um,
like I know what you mean. It felt
I
like a
just don't
lot
get
of
how
we're
that's any
working.
different from Vanessa already working under the already working under the idea that that nobody knows
Yeah.
this place exists anyway.
It felt like a lot of working backwards just to work forwards. But I did like
Yeah.
that it was like, oh, Foggy didn't really know what he had stumbled upon. I said to my girlfriend before the episode, I went, okay, two things that I think are unlikely, but we'll see if they happen. And it was we get some sort of Foggy reveal, or the show ends with Matt in the black suit with the DD that we've seen from
Yes,
season
and
2.
it ended with
And
neither of
I
those.
really I didn't think either of them would happen. And when the episode ended, I went, you know what? I'm not surprised. And then, like, even
Yeah.
when I saw the post-credit scene, as soon as I saw the cage, I went, it'll be Frank, because they don't want to end the season with, oh, you left the Punisher just sitting in a cage. He's all emasculated, because that would piss off all the Eminem fans.
I
So they had to
guess
have
maybe.
one last moment where he does something to appear cool.
I mean, 90% of
So
the
I'm not
Punisher
surprised.
show and the Punisher, like in this MCU Punisher, is
Is
getting the shit kicked out of him. So I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know
when he was
anybody.
strapped to the chair,
Yeah.
I turned to my girlfriend. I went, "This is the most on-brand thing for him." Just
No,
to be
yeah, and
like getting the shit kicked out of
I
him
don't
in a
know why
chair.
that guy at the end fell for that. How, dude?
New Jersey, because it's John Bernthal and he's a bit charming.
But
I
he's the
could tell. I could
Punisher.
tell. I don't take naps, man. They're for the fucking birds.
Yeah,
The whole
let me tell
world's
you
moving
something.
while you're napping, bro. It's fucking terrible.
Let me tell you something.
Let
Yeah,
me tell you something.
I thought it was a good show. I don't know. I Not that I was disappointed by the finale. I guess I just expected something else. I don't know
Mm.
what it was that I did expect, but I expected more. Oh, nice. I
He
expected
does
more
look like Dr.
closure, I guess.
Robotnik.
More closure. I don't know.
Yeah, I think because I'd read those reviews, I felt fairly certain that I wouldn't feel that way.
Yeah,
I wanted good
it was
character
good. It was
interactions and
good.
good Punisher Daredevil content.
Yeah,
And
I was
It was
surprised at
great.
the lack of Dex, but yeah.
I
I
really
did want more
wanted
Dex. I
a
did feel
defender.
that massively.
I wanted a defender too. I just wanted them to like. I just feel like you're in a
Really
scenario
show
now where,
Echo.
yeah,
Show
Mayor
sure, yeah,
someone
literally
Cage.
show
else.
Echo or something, yeah. But I feel like
Mayor Luke Cage.
they're in a scenario where it's just like they can't not talk about this, you know.
Oh, absolutely not. No, no,
But
no.
also, I wonder. I like the idea, I guess, of Fisk having this base where there's no law or something,
Mm,
and I think that will be the Shadowland idea.
yeah,
That he's
yeah.
just got this area because in Shadowland, obviously, they build feudal Japan in the middle of New York City, and he's not going to do that. But like the idea that he's got a place, they do go reach Shadowland, and it sticks around. It's in Superior Spider. They fucking destroyed it. Superior
That's
Spider-Man.
right.
It
That's
takes
right.
years, but Otto shows up with a bunch of tanks and they knock all that shit down. And
That's
Wilson Fisk comes out in
right.
a kimono and he's just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Shadowland sucks. Oh my god,
I
dude.
forgot about that. I remember that because I remember a friend was reading Spider-Man and it was like this happened and he went, "Is this related to like the Daredevil thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is."
Yeah. I love
Oh my
it. To be
God,
fair, I
that's
love
so.
that. I love that because he gets his own thing. Otto
Why
gets
wasn't that in
Spider
your
Island.
Marvel events video?
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. Well, they didn't talk about Superior Spider-Man, I guess. But
Damn.
yeah, I think I want more. Obviously, that's how it leaves you. That's the point of how it leaves you, right? But I don't want more. Like I'm not more satisfied than not, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something that's a hot take, and Hunter's gonna hate me for it. I enjoyed it more than the Penguin. Now I know that is
Why
like
would I?
biased as fuck
What?
because you loved
Why?
the Penguin. It was like your favorite thing of all time.
You did say that a lot, dude. You
You
kept talking
did
about how it's
like
the
it's
best
I
all
thing
you
ever.
talked about for like 8 weeks. You were waddling into the podcast going, "Hey Harper, hey Tyler, we're gonna make a fucking show."
Yeah.
I
Oh
wish
my
the
god,
penguin
what are you
was in
showing
this.
me? Yeah.
Yeah, I wish the Penguin
Jesus
was in
Christ,
this
what the
too.
fuck?
Yeah, what are you showing me here? Yeah, no, like I know
It's
that's
another show
biased,
where the superhero was snoozing on the job.
That's
but
a good point.
we have said this before, and I think I'm very good with this. Things that I'm really excited for, if I actually think they're disappointing, I do not let like nostalgia or love
Yeah.
blind me. The original Daredevil series, my favorite TV show of all time, bar none, nothing comes close except like Better Call
Really?
Saul, maybe. Yeah, it's been that way fucking
Nah,
forever. I
dude.
think it's my
South Park.
favorite. Oh, fuck,
Bro,
it's a good point. Family Guy season
Family
17.
Guy. Yeah, yeah.
bro has
The
not
only
seen Fairly Odd Parents. All right.
No, yeah, that's true.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
you have
You've
not
never
seen
seen
that.
America's Funniest Home Videos.
You imagine meeting someone that's
That's
the
your
thing.
favorite TV show.
America's Funniest Home Videos
Of all time.
of all time.
I
So,
like
but
when
like,
the host photoshops his head on the children.
Yeah, I like when the kid goes down the slide, but he lands on his face.
I like the part where the host just makes a comment to make it a bit more funnier and then does a
just
wacky sound effect.
And
yeah,
there's a laugh track. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
No,
one
actually,
way
you've
to get
convinced
out
me.
of school.
So my second
I
favorite
love
show of
I
all
love that
time.
they give a kid $100,000 for smacking an egg over his sister's head. So stupid, man.
Fun fact, American Funniest Home Videos, if the listeners want to watch it, it's all on YouTube. They've been uploading them on YouTube quite frequently, and
Really?
I think
I
every
mean,
episode's on there. Well, why do I know that?
yeah, why do you
So
know that? Is it actually a favorite
whose
TV
favorite
show?
show is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he got into character a
Okay.
little too well.
Yeah, my friends
Um,
and I we watched a few episodes. They're actually quite disturbing, a little
yeah,
Unnerving, yeah. Just seeing
exploitative.
America,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
no, just a
American children.
little too much focus on genitalia, I'll just say.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I don't
Hmm.
like the sound of that.
so is
Yeah,
that why it's your
that
favorite show?
well,
Boy, you are not beating those
Let's
allegations, dude.
move
Holy
on.
shit.
We're moving
So,
on.
so my
Hunter
point
did not
was
mean
that,
that
like,
legally.
my
He said,
point was
Hunter
that,
said
like,
that in Red Hook. It doesn't count.
yeah,
I was,
yes. Red
if I
Hood.
was disappointed, shut the fuck up. I said it in Red Hood. It doesn't count.
I'm Jason Todd, you know.
So stupid, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my point was if I was gonna be like if it actually disappointed me, I would be here like, man, they fucked that. And look, I do have there is like I have negative thoughts. It's not like, wow, what a perfect show that was. It was definitely like points where I'm like, okay, or I could feel I think like 85% of the time I could not feel the stitches between the new stuff and the old stuff at all. There were times where I could, and it was like, oh, okay, okay. Or like it felt like a story is starting and then we're just truncating it and something else is taken over. And now we're back to the main plot. And now there's a
Mhm.
bank heist random filler episode, which is
Love it,
really
though.
cool, but also so like it did feel as a season like, oh, that episode would really work if the season was, 15 episodes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So I
true.
do
That's true.
have those on there, but I think I like a bold, big swing. I think the foggy thing in the long term, I think has really kind of worked. I expect that I
Mm.
kind of do feel like Foggy still will probably come back in some way, but I feel like as a swing that really worked for me. And in comparison to the only other like fucking comic book TV show I can think of, which is the Penguin, I feel like pacing and story was better here. Maybe wasn't as consistent throughout because the Penguin didn't have a random episode where Vic went to a bank and fought a bunch of
Yeah.
Irish guys or something.
Can
But
you imagine?
I don't know. I definitely ended this season just like hell yeah, more of that. Whereas the Penguin, I was just like, please make the Batman 2 and kill this guy. Like I know that's the point. We hate
Yeah,
that
yeah,
guy, but with
Mhm.
Fisk, I want to see more of Fisk becoming like massive
I
Kingpin and
don't.
then
I
Daredevil
hope
taking
that
it.
it starts. I hope he gets killed off in the Punisher thing, and that they don't even mention
In
it in
the
season two.
special, yeah.
Yeah, they don't even mention it in season
He's
two.
not even there, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Fisk
hand.
wouldn't have killed Victor. Just saying.
Yeah, he would have. I mean, if push
No.
came to shove, eventually, yes,
Yeah.
he would have.
Yeah, no.
But
He
Victor
wouldn't
was
have cared
loyal.
Daniel's head
He wouldn't
off.
have killed him in that moment.
Victor's loyal. I'm just saying.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
Vic.
but
I'm glad that show's over so I can stop seeing people photoshopping him with cyborg armor.
Get ready. It's going to be that police commissioner that Fisk rips the head off. It's going to be him in the cyborg armor.
Hell yeah. Oh, yes.
All hanging out.
He comes
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
He has a metal jaw.
I was
He's
literally
Deathlock
about to say
Tyler.
Deathlock. Oh my god. Hell
He's
yes.
like
literally-
RoboCop.
Yeah. Or just RoboCop. Robot
He's
Cop.
like-
We went the Marvel one, but sure.
Yeah,
RoboCop. I do love
okay.
RoboCop. You've hit my niche. No, that's fair. Bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum,
I-
bum. The Last of Us.
I did like it. Yeah. Daredevil's good. Real quick, I just wanted to ask, do you think Daredevil's the best Marvel show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funniest home videos, Daredevil 1 through 3. Daredevil Born
Marvel's
Again.
funniest bloopers, and then
Oh, that
Daredevil.
would be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
No, Marvel
Or
Legends.
like out of the
that
Disney
show.
Plus shows.
Yeah, it's the
I
best.
mean, yeah,
Here's
I
the
guess we're not
thing.
counting the Netflix ones. Yeah,
I
Disney
have
Plus.
not seen season 2 of Loki. Everyone says it's the best. So I feel
Oh
like
my God. I
It's
keep
made by
forgetting
these
you're like-
guys, dude. It's
Yeah,
made-
it is made by these
Dude.
guys. Yeah.
What happened with Moon Knight? What I want to know. I want to know
Yeah,
how
Moon Knight
these
sucks.
guys made Moon Knight.
Dude, people love Moon Knight, that show though. People love
I
it
know,
to
but
death. It sucks.
dude, since Fisk did that, I'm like, dude, get these guys to do Moon Knight season 2 and make it fucking for real like this, man.
Yeah.
Like if they
Mhm.
make it some for real shit, violent, because they had the balls to say that they didn't hold back on the violence in Moon Knight, but
Yes,
they
they did.
actually didn't
What
in
the
this. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they said. Remember, but they actually didn't this time. I would love Moon Knight season 2 if it was like this, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And no
Look,
powers.
out of
Yeah,
the
or
ones
turn
I've
Blade into a
seen,
show or something. I don't know. I want to see more violence in Marvel. I want to see more Marvel blood. I want to see more cool more. I want more Marvel characters to say fuck. Please. I
yeah,
loved
oh,
seeing
dude.
them say fuck in this show. They said
Yeah,
fuck more than they ever
fuck
did in the
you.
Netflix show. So
They
good.
said that they said like fuck once in the Netflix show and it was under Frank's
You
voice. He
know,
went, oh fuck.
you
Yeah.
want to talk about Santa Claus?
You can
Yeah.
talk about Santa Claus.
I still
Give me
am I'm an asshole, so I still love X-Men 97,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Daredevil was
Oh,
very good.
yeah, that might be better
And
actually.
honestly, Agatha's real fucking good, which
No.
is the truth. But
Nope. 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 Not doing it. Not
it
falling
is
for
though.
it.
It's actually a fucking good show.
You gonna defend
Uh,
Echo next, Kira?
yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna defend What If.
Let's
And then
play a fun game. Who made it the furthest in Echo? I'll go first. Episode 1.
Episode 3.
five. I made it to five. I made it to
Oh,
five.
you
Whoa, you watched the
won.
whole thing?
Oh, they're only five. No, I made it to four. I made it to four.
I'm
Ah!
close. I almost made
That's
it.
even
I almost
crazy.
made it.
At least I went, you know what? I got the Daredevil scene. I'm out. You watched 4 out of 5 and you went, I'm done. I'm not watching the finale.
This
You're,
fucking show.
I heard they
you're one
recast the
away,
hammer.
dude. You're
No,
right
I don't want to
there.
do it. I'm bored.
Harper, what
Let me
is
go
that?
watch Family Guy.
Yeah, let me go watch American Sweaty Home Videos.
That's
Harper, I'm
crazy.
curious. Why have you avoided Loki season 2?
Man, no, I like haven't thought about it. I don't know.
Watch it.
I
It's-
will watch it.
It's really fucking.
You keep
good.
hearing good
It's-
things, and you're just like,
Well, like I know that if I watch season 2, like I have to watch season 1 and 2.
Season
Like
one's
I gotta
great.
watch. It is no, it is great. Like but I gotta watch the whole thing again, and I've been too
Yeah.
busy. What have we been watching at the moment? Are we just caught up? Like I just showed her the first season of The Last of Us because this one's caught up.
Mhm.
And I've been reading and I've been playing The Last of Us Part 2, a game that I thought I had played and definitely had not, which is
I've been watching
Weird.
Love Island, so
love. You know, people love Love Island.
I love
hear
Love
good
Island,
things.
dude. The tea, oh, it's juicy, dude. It's juicy this season. It's some
Okay.
crazy shit's going on.
Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Because we got nothing else to talk about, so we're gonna talk about The Last of Us.
oh, we got comments. We have comments. I will be mentioning.
We got comments.
We
Yeah,
got
sure.
We had 80,000 people about to click off, but we will be,
Yeah,
we
no,
will
we'll
be
do
talking
you want to
Sonic.
do comics now?
Sure, yeah, and with Last of Us.
All right.
I
Yeah,
just want
sure.
to mention a few things because Sonic X DC did come out.
Yeah, Sonic
Oh, yeah.
X DC issue 2. I didn't buy it, but it did come out, so
And it's great. But it was good. I don't know what else to say.
I wanted to talk about
I
it so
love-
fucking bad. You
I just wanted to mention. Yeah, I know. So okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just flipping through. I'm like, what did it even? Oh yeah, here it is. Flash and Sonic go like race around Omega beams, which is fun to see.
Oh hell yeah.
Also, Ian Flynn, the writer, did a Q&A on Reddit, and they asked, "Is this Wally or Barry?" And he said, "You'll find out later."
Oh.
Why is that their answer all the time?
Yeah, like why
That
does
is
it
it's
say,
just-
why is
it's
it
Remember when
literally-
Bendis did that?
Yeah, no, it just comes down to like whenever they're unmasked, it's whatever the colorist wants to make their hair.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
then that's the Flash it
Exactly.
is. Yeah.
He mentions
Piss me off.
that he can run faster than a picosecond. Is that what it's pronounced? Picosecond?
Yeah.
That
And JD correctly pointed out that was actually Wally, not Barry.
So maybe
I
this
guess
is
that-
Wally, yeah.
even though he's wearing the new 52 suit. Just
Yeah, with the white eyes. So yeah, that's what he says, and then Sonic says like, "Oh, your speed's still measured. That's adorable."
Did Barry
So-
have white eyes in the new 52? He didn't, right?
Nope.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't.
Hmm.
But yeah, overall it's fun. There's little Easter eggs. This is the Egg Fleet from Sonic Adventure, so it's fun.
Whoa!
I don't know, it's fun.
Sorry,
Yeah,
let's try.
it's fun for Harper and I because we like get these references a lot.
Yeah.
The two of us.
I just threw my
and-
slushy at the movie theater screen. I
They
was so
build a
hyped.
machine to send like Darkseid back to his universe, but the issue ends with Darkseid destroying the Sonic universe, and he completely blows it up. And Batman and Green Lantern, Last Second, and Cyborg, they send the Sonic characters back to the DC universe, so they're in the Watchtower, Mr. Terrific, and Mr. Terrific is like, "Yeah, your universe just blew up, but the Justice League blew up with it."
Oh
So-
God.
I get so scared when you say Watchmen. I was like, oh, they're in the Watchmen universe.
my
Sonic
God.
characters land. But that's
So
yeah. So
yeah.
that's funny, I guess. Is that fun? It's not funny, I guess. But it's but so what now the Justice League are dead, so the Sonic characters are gonna replace them?
Yeah, so the Sonic characters are now in the DC universe, and the last line is Mr. Terrific saying, "Your world is gone. Darkseid, the Justice League, and everything else is just completely gone. You're alone."
Do you think this should be the new status quo? If they
Yes.
relaunch
Yeah.
Justice League and it's all the Sonic characters?
So yeah,
Hell yeah.
the next issue is like the Sonic characters replace the Justice League, and they're just gonna be running around like Gotham and Metropolis and stuff. So
I guess that's
that's
fun.
fun.
That's
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
But then do you
Okay.
have to do an issue where it's all the Justice League characters in the Sonic universe? Like, is that interesting?
No,
So,
I don't think so. I don't think it is really
No,
because like
yeah,
it's
no, it's
not.
like what?
Zone
Yeah, there's
is
no. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
what
it
do you,
could
when it
be.
comes to the DC universe, like the DC universe is very expansive, but
Yeah,
with the Sonic universe, it's the characters that you're there for. You're not really there for the world per se.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't care to see Batman and Green Hill Zone. Like, but
Yeah.
Sonic and Gotham, that sounds fun. So
Well, it'd probably be
yeah,
Shadow in Gotham, right?
yeah, is Shadow and Gotham like that? That sounds more entertaining than
Yeah.
yeah. So.
You know, we
This.
didn't talk about the alleged Doomsday set pictures
Are
that
you
may or
out of your
may not have
fucking
been real.
mind? I thought you meant of Robert Downey, that fucking fake picture of Robert
No,
Downey.
no, no.
You meant all the craters in the dirt.
No, the James Marsden, Ian McKellen one, because I was
Oh
pretty sure that was
yes,
fake.
right. It did look fake. I thought the
No,
Benedict
I think
Wong
that is
was
real.
was fake too. Yeah,
No,
nobody's talking about it not being real. So I guess it's real.
For those who don't know, there's set photos for Doomsday. There's no real source if it's real or not. I think it is real. Like it looks real, and it's not
Yeah,
like if you were to fake a set picture, you
oh my
wouldn't
God,
like
dude.
this. Isn't that like whoa? It's just like hey, here's the cast that was announced
yeah.
are
I
together.
just
So
made genuinely maybe the biggest fuck up I've ever made. I just I don't know why I didn't think about this, but I put in James Marston leaked, and so it's like cock out in gym and just sexy James Marston.
Yep.
every
Oh my
single
God, that's actually a
podcast.
photo of his cock. Whoa.
Nice, nice.
He's packing heat. All right. Okay. How do I get out of this? What do I do?
Yeah, you turn your phone off.
Wait.
It's like it's a beam. He's trapped staring
I
at
got it.
it.
I got it. James Marston Doomsday. I don't know. They looked. I just don't believe anything anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
It's James Marsden and Ian McKellen, and then there's one with James Marsden and Benedict Wong.
I got
The
afraid that the idea, I guess, could. I would be really. It'd be fucked up if they announced the whole X-Men cast, but it's really one of those things where it's like early in the movie, Doom shows up, kills all
Big
the
kills
X-Men,
them
and then
all.
moves
Yeah.
on. I ever since there's like set photos of what looks like the X Mansion and whatnot. I mean, it looks like it could be an area around the school, like with craters and shit all blown up. I'm like, oh no, are they gonna kill them all early on? That's why they announced them.
It
Yeah.
looks like the first X-Men movie, like the third act.
Yeah, I hope it's not. Wait, what?
Like
Statue of Liberty.
surely we can't. Yeah. Yeah. We can't like kill
I
him
don't think they
again.
will. No,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
we
they
could
will.
kill. Yeah, especially him. What for like the third time?
Yeah. Exactly. How many
Yeah.
times are they gonna murder those two
After
guys,
we've
mate?
already so many times said that they never lived up to the potential of that character and what he could be because they kept
Mm,
killing him. But
mm.
let's kill him again. Anyway, this came out summer of Superman. This was their big. The idea, I guess, behind this is that you could put this in the hands of any kid, and it's like their first Superman story.
That's
But
the
I
Mark
don't think
Wade
that's
thumbnail.
true. This is Mark Wade,
Mhm.
Dan Slott, Joshua Williamson, Jorge Jimenez, Belen Ortega, and Dan Mora. So a lot of shit on
Ooh.
this. They
Is
fight
there a Super
Frieza.
Island?
No, there's no Super
He
Love
said
Island.
they fight Frieza, they
Yeah.
fight
Yeah.
Cell.
Yes, I mean
Magu.
it's one of those issues that it's like it's so it exists in three time periods. It exists Superboy in Kansas. He gets like a little time travel adventure, so he sees the future. It's funny. It's so he's about to
fun.
tell Lana that he's Superman when they're teenagers, and then there's a supervillain, so he's got to leave. And then the supervillain is from the future, so he gets like chronal energy that he sees the future, and he sees him marrying a woman that isn't Lana. He sees him marrying Lois, and he's like, "What?" I'm like so in love with Lana right now. You're telling me I don't end
Damn.
up with her, which is I guess funny. And then
Is that the
the
reason why? Because he saw that he was
subconsciously.
Yeah.
Well, in the present day, Lana's getting married to Steel, which is
Yeah.
interesting. I feel like that's just the case of them just smashing two Superman characters together that they have no plan for. But whatever, yes, smashing quite literally. But this issue has a part where there's a tornado in
Red.
Smallville
Red
and
tornado.
Jonathan Kent gets taken away by the tornado. And I
No.
screamed and I threw all my popcorn and I
Ready,
fucking
Hunter? You ready, Hunter?
Yeah, when he's in the air, does he go like that?
Yeah.
Remember to keep your arm out. Oh, Elon.
That was the incline was not there.
I don't know about that. That's the internet.
Put your heart to your chest before
Clip that.
Lois catches Jonathan, but I'm like, Jesus, they had to know what they were
That's
doing
the
there.
funniest fucking scene in the world. Why does he do that?
They have to know what they're doing there, right? With the tornado. I feel like that's Dan Slott. Is that Dan Slott's like first, like this is like the first DC story he's writing? He's like, yeah, I hate Man of Steel too. But what was interesting
that dude
about
knows
this,
he's about to die, and he's just like, "Don't worry about it."
and my son can
It's all
save
good.
me, and everyone.
Remember when he
also.
talks about rivers and rocks and shit?
Yes,
Fuck
because
that
actually the
movie.
lesson
I know, like
is that no matter what you do, it's always gonna suck. That's the lesson I want to know in a Superman movie. This issue ends very
Did
interestingly.
you save
though,
the
because-
horses? Nope, they drowned.
Yeah, and I was eating cake while they drowned, but I kept hearing their
That's right.
screams, but it went away when I got married. But it's still fucked up, isn't it, Clark? It's always gonna be fucked up. Like, what kind of
That was
lesson is
the-
that?
That was his ghost. So was Clark just like imagining his dad told him like a messed up
A
story?
fucked up story, yeah, dude.
Like
That's
I can imagine my dad tells me that. So
That's
doesn't mean it's true.
that's so indicative of like how he viewed how crazy fucking Jonathan Kent was. That's like a made up story his son thought sounded like something he would say.
He was.
How many times did he tell him stories like that when he was actually a kid?
God. Can you imagine
Anyway,
if that was the
But you
speech
have the
that
scene
Han
where he
Solo
goes,
said in The
"You
Rise
are
of Skywalker to Kylo Ren?
Oh,
That whole scene.
The horses drowned.
Back on the farm, we were.
I don't
I
know
was
what
eating
you're
my
talking
hero
about.
cake. I heard them in my. I think he says that was the Lang farm. So,
Oh.
interesting.
Reference no one gets.
Anyway, well, this issue ends very interestingly because the guy that they fight.
Is it play? It better be Smart Doomsday, or I'm fucking walking.
No
out
smart
of this
doomsday,
show,
no smart
dude.
doomsday, but
I wear t-shirts
So-
now.
I'm wearing shirts now. Yeah. So the supervillain Frieza gets taken back in time again.
What's
And
your
then-
name? Smart Doomsday? You from Jersey? Yeah, me too. I could tell.
During
I could tell.
during
I
the
just wanna
first
shake
story,
your hand.
when Superman's young and he travels back through time, does he travel to the future, see Smart
He
Doomsday,
sees-
and they're just
he's-
like, "That's young Superman." Smart Doomsday's like, "He'll grow."
he does see Doomsday holding
He'll
his
grow.
cape after he beat him to death. So that's fucked up. But
What an unbelievable line that is. They reverse Scott Lang to a baby, and the whole solution
it's
is
Scott
he'll grow.
as a baby. He'll grow.
baby.
Bring
He'll
Scott
grow.
back.
Back.
But Steve just says, "What? Cut the shit. What are you doing, Bruce? Like, why are we
It sounded
joking
like
around?"
Bruce
You turned
gave up
into a baby.
immediately.
Yeah, Bruce. I don't know.
Just
I don't
like-
know.
He'll grow.
And I love that Tony shows. Remember, Tony shows up and he's like, "Let me guess, he turned into a baby."
You turned into a baby, didn't
He'll
Um,
grow.
But so the villain from the future gets taken back in some sort of time vortex, and they show him falling through time. But we get this interesting dialogue box, right? We get this thought bubble from a character with yellow and blue thought bubbles, right?
Oh, it's Dr.
Gold.
Manhattan.
And this guy gets taken. It's Dr. Manhattan. This guy Frieza gets taken into another universe where he's met by Dan Mora drawn characters, the Omega Legion, where they say we got to bring him to our prisoner, Booster
Oh, I
Gold.
called it. I called it.
So they're
Wow.
this has to do with obviously the All In story, and Booster Gold's basically saying that Superman needs to know the future is already lost. So
Dude, I dead set thought you were saying that they were taking him to Dan Mora, and Dan Mora was
I
in
thought
the
that
universe
too,
like
yeah.
Jack Kirby.
It's
I
like
know
they're
we both
taking him
looked
to
like
Dan Mora.
I said
Yeah,
because
to
I
take
meant
it
that
to-
because like Dan Mora starts drawing it. Dan Mora drawn characters. I guess it'd be funny if it was he went to Dan Mora.
Dan Mora, yeah.
But he talks to the you can't really see, but the Legion, the Omega Legion that was in All In,
Yeah, yeah.
and they have Booster Gold all chained up, which is fucked up. I feel like that's the second time we've seen Booster Gold like that. first time was in a Tom King Batman story. So, and
He
I like
watches
Booster
Green
Gold.
Lantern kill himself.
Yes.
That's the one that everyone loves, isn't it?
Yes, The Gift.
Green
The
Lantern.
gift, yeah, the
Yeah.
gift.
I remember that one.
Another comic that came out this week. I
Green
just want to
Lantern's
mention
like,
it.
Yeah. Watch me do this.
You think I can't do it? You think I'm a pussy?
Yeah.
I'm from Jersey too. But I
I remember getting that comic, opening up the first thing you see is Hal Jordan shoot himself in the head, and then Booster Gold watching him like,
and I'm like,
it's just like it's so close.
it's one of those things where you read it and then you like go back to the cover. You're like, this says Batman, right? Like,
Yeah, because there's no like lead up. That's the first thing you see. Is before you know that this is like a different timeline and everything.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Booster
Tom King
Gold,
pitching that to DC. Just like, all right, Tom, what's this issue of Batman going to be? Green Lantern kills himself.
Green Lantern kills himself in front of Booster Gold. His blood gets splattered on. Yeah, there it is. The Gift.
I love Booster Gold, dude.
Yeah,
Ultimate
you see, like,
Wolverine.
The reflection.
That's fucked up, dude.
That's horrible.
That would have been you guys on this podcast if Born Again sucked.
That would have been you on the podcast of Born Again.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
that
that
would
would
have
have
been
been yeah.
the reflection in your eyes of me blowing my head off with a Green Lantern ring.
It's fucked up. I wanted to mention this because there's a really weird reveal at the end of this. This is Ultimate Wolverine. He's obviously going crazy and killing people. There's a lot of nice gnarly gore and shit. But the ending is all right, so Wolverine
Black Widow's actually Thanos or something, because that's what most of these books are now, right?
No. This okay, so no, it's not that.
But it's like, Kai, I'm not wrong, am I?
Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is silly. But because I thought it was cool, but now I'm like, this is dumb.
No, they all like
Thanos,
this. It's like
Wolverine.
What if the Falcon was Red Skull or something? It's what they all
so
like.
Wolverine is losing his mind, and they're like, we need to, place him back to baseline. The Phoenix specimen, she will fix your broken mind. So it's this image of Jean Grey, like cool. Crucified kind of with wires, and there's a brain. It's a brain right there, right? And I was like, is that her brain? And then there's a data page, right? One of those classic Hickman-esque data pages, and it says that. So Jean Grey, they have her body. She's called the Phoenix experiment because she's got this thing in her, but the brain is Charles Xavier's. And they use Charles Xavier's brain to pacify the Phoenix in her so they can use her to mind control people. Because I guess Charles's brain is too powerful and she's too powerful with the Phoenix, so they need Charles's brain to like it's like this weird two-step process. But
that's a lot, but it's also it's still better than like
I'm following.
What if the Punisher was Superman? Like they're all amalgam stories. Like,
sure. What if the Punisher was Superman?
That's what I'm saying.
Captain America was Doctor Strange.
What if
Spider-Man was?
Oh yes. What if X-23 was Scarlet Witch? What if Kamala Khan was Kang?
What if Luffy was Grand Admiral Thrawn? Like,
yes. I think Emma Frost and Wolverine are one in that universe. Like it's called like he's Patch or something again. But
I thought this was Wolverine.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I meant in the Infinity Wars, Infinity Warps.
Oh yeah, right. Oh gosh.
The last issue I wanted to mention was Iron Man. Iron Man came out this week.
7, dude, I gotta catch up.
So I just want to read.
Doing? Why? I'm like 4 issues behind on Iron Man and West Coast Avengers, and I'm like, I'll reread Ann Nesenti's Daredevil. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
I just wanted to read this line from this book. So it starts. The first line in this book is, "This is the most base thing Tony Stark has ever done, you guys." And let's skip a little bit further down into the page. The next line. So I just had to take you guys to the floor where the magic happens so that we can be here for the exact moment when Iron Man cured himself of the woke mind virus.
What was that evil laugh I just did? I'm sorry.
Because you're happy he's curing himself finally.
So he's finally cured.
Yeah, he's finally cured. Harper, how you feel about that?
What if we just saw a Green Lantern ring going Harper?
Yeah, dude, I really thought about it. Like,
there was so this is
what is the point of that as a reference? Like, we know people that say that stuff.
I love it. Iron Man. The book is basically about that. I do that. Tony is he's like trying to figure out how to fuck up Doom because Doom is Sorcerer Supreme. He's king of the world right now. And so he's like, if I sell weapons to Doom, I can get the weapons into Latveria and then get them in the hands of the rebels. So I have to technically still pay Doctor Doom to send him, or get paid by Doctor Doom to send him weapons, right? It's one of those moral dilemmas.
That's
And
fun. I don't mind that. That's
yeah,
kind of
no, that
fun.
is fun. And he tells Melinda May, he's like, I just need you to check my back. She's like, why are you calling me, dude? I'm like a D-list character. Why don't you call the Avengers?
I was
Yeah,
in
and then-
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., dude.
Yeah, exactly. And then Tony says, I'm not telling the Avengers about this. Like, I brought it up to them and they told me not to do it, but I'm doing it anyway. So I just need you on my back in case like Black Widow tries to beat me up, because you could probably take her. And I don't think that's true. I don't think Melinda May probably could take Black Widow, but that's why he has her there. But that's what Iron Man's about now. It's kind of fun, I guess. Last issue, there was a part where he's with a weapons dealer in Europe, where around Latveria, and this is the guy that he thinks he's going to sell the weapons, to arm the rebels. And the guy says something about Doom. He says like a slur about Doom, and then Tony says, "All right, listen, man, like Doom sucks, but you don't have to be racist about it."
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
I love that.
You can hate him without being racist. Dude.
I love Tony Stark is like he's just, I love him, and he finally cured himself, so I'm happy about that.
What page does the woke mind virus part
Page
happen?
one.
I need to see. Oh, it's page one.
It's page one.
Oh,
The first
yeah,
line is the baseline, but yeah.
You know what else happens? Page 1.
Yes. No, that's like page 2, dude.
Yeah,
it's
okay. That's, dude. I thought it.
What?
When you read it before, I thought you said it was Tony Stark saying it.
Oh, no,
I thought it was Tony Stark
it's
saying,
some guy saying it about.
that's
Tony.
not that bad. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, that's fine. Like that happens seemingly all the time in like Iron Man comics. I think in Duggan's one, someone like there was a citizen that said some like dumb shit like that, and it was like, oh brother.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
That's
lot of
fun,
that
though.
in this book though, because like there's another part where somebody says about Iron Man, even the briefcase drippy, like his iron, like the brief,
Yeah.
the Iron Man briefcase he carries
Oh,
around with his
yeah,
I don't
suit.
mind
mentioned
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got that
Because
shit on.
that's
Yeah,
fun.
there's a lot of that in this. I love it. But yeah. Anyway, that was Iron Man. The Last of Us, right? Episode 1 came out.
Yeah. We've all played the games, Harper, like yesterday.
We all played the games when they came out.
Yeah, all of us. Yeah.
So we're all pretty big fans of the game, Tyler especially. But yeah, we all
I
watched
said
the show.
the first one was my favorite game from 2013 to probably like 2019, I would say.
Yeah, but dude, that's like age.
death.
That's
And
age
then
what?
Red
90
Dead?
to 96. You have a lot of opinions solidified by then.
Yeah. Okay.
You're an old man.
Did Red Dead 2
You're
dethrone
an
it, Harper?
That was 2018.
I don't know that anything came out. I think I just probably started liking other things more. I was probably like, oh no,
Well, what's
actually,
the best?
it's Stardew
What's your
Valley.
favorite game now?
Stardew Valley.
Is it actually?
I've never played it. No.
Oh, it's Animal Crossing. Yeah.
What?
I love
Tyler,
Animal
you
Crossing, man.
asked me what my favorite game of all time is.
Yeah.
Why did you ask that?
Because I.
Because
I
we're
don't
talking
know.
video
It's a
games.
stupid question, though. It's a
Should
fucking
I
film.
know?
Yeah.
Is it Alien Colonial Marines?
You know it is. Best game
Mario
ever, game of
and
the year
Rabbids.
That came out the same year as The Last of Us.
What
dude.
did you say? What was the thing that you did when you like went into the GameStop or whatever? And
I
you were like, "This is the
pre-ordered
game of
Alien
the."
Colonial Marines, which was $130 Australian back then. I can only imagine what that was like now.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
walked out of the store. They said, see ya. And I went, game of the year. And the guy went, the guy went, we'll see.
I read you said that while skipping.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Well, what is it? I'm forgetting. God damn it.
It's Red Dead 2,
Fortnite.
dude.
Oh, it is Red Knight. Okay.
Yeah, you
Red Dead 2.
fucking Fortnite.
That's your favorite, right, Tyler? Fortnite?
That probably
no, it
is
is.
Tyler's favorite game.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
love
your
Fortnite.
favorite game?
Fortnite.
It's Last of Us 2.
Is it
for
actually?
Tyler.
No, Fortnite's not my favorite game. Is my favorite game The Last of Us 2? I don't know, man. Because I think my favorite story in a game is probably in that game. I don't know if it's my favorite game. That game's heavy, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit, a lot of fucked up shit happens in that. And I just feel like
Mhm.
I like a game that I can replay.
Mm.
I like a game that and not that game is not replayable. It's just like I don't want to go through that again.
No, I genuinely don't think I would. I wouldn't. I think I could promise I will never play the story again. I'll play
No
like
return.
the no, I'll play the how you can go back through and just play like the enemy encounters,
Missions,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
which only take up like 3 hours of the game, which I thought was crazy. I didn't feel
Yeah.
like that while I was playing it. It was such a
Um,
long story, but yeah, like I would go back and play those because I think the gameplay is fucking phenomenal.
yeah, dude, I beat that game on
It's
Grounded. That was that was a nightmare.
I
God.
just wouldn't want to do that. That story is not worth doing. That it's
Yeah,
fine.
it took forever. Yeah, but
Watch
anyway,
on
there's
YouTube.
the episode 1 of the TV show came out, season 2,
Yeah.
and I haven't really thought about it actually. I'm like, did I like it? I think I liked it. I think it was a good episode.
I liked it.
It was
I
good. Yeah, I liked
definitely
it.
I have questions.
I
Yeah, I do
felt I
too.
felt a bit of steam leave like my excitement, I guess. I was like excited.
Oh.
I was excited about the show, I guess closer we got to it.
Mm.
More
It's like the hype
curious.
hits
Agreed.
you kind
More
of thing.
curious than
Yeah.
excited, I think, where it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
I mean, do we say it? Spoiler alert. Are they gonna kill Joel?
Yeah,
Right, like,
that's it.
are
I
they gonna
almost
do it?
feel
That's the
like
question. That was my question when the first show came out. Like when the first season of the show
Yeah.
came out, I'm like, oh, are they gonna
Oh,
do
if
it
they
in
do a
season
season 2,
are they gonna
gonna
have
yeah.
to kill Joel? Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
I think that's all that matters about those games anymore now is like the
Well, it's
fact
the
that Joel
biggest
died.
thing that happens. Yeah, it's the biggest
Yeah.
thing that happens. So
it's almost ruining my enjoyment of it because I feel like every scene I'm like, how is this leading into the golf club part? Like
Yeah.
I'm not even
Is
being
there an
able to
anvil up
enjoy
here?
it.
He's gonna walk
they're
through the door.
changing things too. Like Ellie doesn't
The
talk on
Jackson's gonna get hoarded.
yeah,
I thought
yeah, and she doesn't go to the
yeah.
porch. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, that is crazy because I know Tyler, you disagreed. You think you can have that scene there. I think having that porch scene at the end of the second game almost brought that game like up a point for me. Like that
Yeah.
really saved that ending
No,
for me.
I
was
think that
like,
does save the ending. In the
How about
game
that ending?
context, I think it does though.
So like when
Yeah.
it comes to the show, when they're like when Ellie stops and looks at Joel at the porch, I'm just like, okay, please cut here because I don't want to see this scene now.
I don't
But
want to
she
see it
just
yet, but no.
she walks away, and I was like, whoa, okay, okay,
Yeah.
why?
And it's
I
because
thought-
like this
yeah, that
show
could've-
looks like it's going to be purely linear. Like we
Yes.
see
Well, yeah,
the scene of the dude like of Joel beating up that guy that gives them the sandwiches later because he said a slur and everything. Like we see that
Yeah.
here. We didn't see that till like the last hour and a half of the game.
But that's why I thought a good, and you could have changed the conversation. You'd have to change the conversation a little bit for it to work at this point in the show. But I thought it could have been good to open this season with that.
Just
Because
get hit in the head, just the golf club.
No, they don't interact at all in this episode, really, right? They have slight interactions, but I thought you hold off the entire episode and then you have them interact there, and you have the conversation that reveals to the audience that Ellie knows about what Joel did, and I guess they don't want to do that yet. But I
Hmm.
don't think it is worth losing that scene. I feel like that like you said, Hunter, that could have even just been the end of the episode, right? And then we cut
Yeah,
next episode
I
and we
was
have it
like,
and we
this
didn't see it.
should-
You
I
know?
was hoping that it would cut there because I'm like, don't. The worst thing they could do is show the scene now. But then she walked
Yeah.
away, and that's like
I
that
mean,
wasn't
the
even
No, the
worst-
worst thing
like,
they could do is have it
not
never
have it
exist.
happen. Yeah.
yeah,
And that
so it's
makes
like
me-
how many other things are going to change this season? Because
Mm.
obviously we you mentioned like it looks like the infected are going to like attack Jackson here, which doesn't happen in the game.
Yeah.
Is Joel going to live? Is that a possibility now? Is he
You
going to
just
see
can't
Abby? We're going to
have
see something
this
like this.
story.
You can't have this
You just-
story without Joel.
You can't
dying.
have this story. It's like it's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
then what's it about? I mean, we're definitely going to spend I don't know about definitely actually, but we're going to spend more time with Abby and her side of the characters, I think, probably, right? We're probably going to get episodes
I
dedicated
didn't
to them.
expect to see her right away.
I don't think we are because I remember like people talking about this season, like critics that saw it were like, "Oh, Abby feels like like a looming presence in the background, but doesn't have a lot to do here." And so it kind of felt like, okay, is this
So
season
what
going
is
to be
this
all?
show about?
Well, is this season going to be like all Ellie, and then like they're going to
Oh,
do
and then season
like the
3
shift,
is Abby.
which would
Yeah.
be
But I don't think you
almost
could do that.
unwatchable.
Yeah,
I
you
don't think
can't do that.
I look, I don't
the
even
game
think it
can
worked in
barely
the
get
game.
away with it. Exactly.
Yeah, no,
like,
exactly. Yeah, like
you
I-
can
you get to that
babe,
theater scene. She shoots, spoiler, she shoots Jesse, falls to the
Fuck
ground. I'm
that,
like,
yeah.
oh my God. And then it's like Abby day one. And I'm like, fuck. Oh no, I'm not
Yes,
doing
no,
it.
exactly.
You don't
There's so
want to
many.
play that
There's
one.
so
Even
many
by the end of
videos.
day three, I was just like, could have done this in one day. Like we could, like this
There's
did
so many
not need to be
videos.
this long.
I love watching them of people when it switches and they just pause the game and they're like, I'm done with this for now. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go make
Yeah,
lunch.
no.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll do whatever. Like because it is you could there's 0% chance they could get away with that in the show. I mean,
No, I don't think
you're
they can.
switching the entire dynamic of it, right? Like I don't know. Again, the I guess the sequence of events is what's tripping me up in this. Like obviously they do go to Seattle and the WLF are there and the scars, they're there, but how are we gonna get there if we don't kill Joel? And if we're not gonna kill
exactly.
Joel, if is Joel gonna be there? Are we gonna kill somebody else? Are we gonna put Joel in a coma? Are we gonna, there's so many,
Oh, yeah. I think they
like
will, though. I don't think they're gonna skip that.
killing him?
Yeah, I think they will next episode.
You think the next episode? I don't know about next episode. I think
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, like it's weird because like it seems like it should. Abby is there. They see Jackson. The photos from the next episode show like the
Joel
infected on the fence and her
Fence.
there and Joel like out on patrol. Like literally every. Is it gonna be a thing where
Lining
like
up.
we get up to the scene and then it comes like to and then like branches out and they just
But
don't
what
do it?
happens
Or
differently
are we
then?
idiots and they're just gonna like kill him with a
They're
golf
just
club
gonna
in the next
adapt
episode?
the game.
And we're just gonna be like, oh yeah, there it is. Okay, well there you go.
It's I wonder how much of this is them using our expectations because like I feel like they know a lot of people that not even a lot, but like everyone that played the games going into this is just feeling the dread of it, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like,
Mhm.
and this is not at all relatable, obviously, but it feels in a sense like the canon events thing in Spider-Verse, where it's like, this has got to happen. We know
Yeah,
this
it
has
has
got to
to.
happen. And
Yeah,
there's
no,
the
it
dread of
does.
that,
It
where it's
does.
like,
Yeah.
even if this is a different universe of The Last of Us, that's a canon event. That's the canon event, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
how
yes,
do you tell this story differently if that doesn't happen? It's pointless then.
there's no point in you should have left it at season one. Don't tell the
Yeah.
story at all if you're not going to tell this. Like,
So I don't know. And the fact that there's going to be 2 more seasons of this one game, I'm trying to
Wait,
rationalize.
season 4 is happening?
They said it's going to be at least 2 seasons of The Last of Us. I mean, I guess that could mean. I think they said
No,
2 more, but I don't know. I guess it could be 2
no,
and 3.
yeah, I feel like
But-
it's 2 and 3. Yeah,
But still, that's too much, I think. I guess in my head, I was rationalizing it as that this season is the Seattle stuff and that you could probably do maybe an entire season or maybe the back end of a season about the Santa Barbara stuff, that end of the game.
oh god, I love
2
that bit. That was awesome.
episodes.
I
Yeah,
love the
but
Santa Barbara
but you
shit.
could stretch it out because they made an entire episode about Bill and Frank.
Which
So-
is like I fucking love. I think
Yeah.
that is fucking
It's
incredible.
One of the
dude.
best TV
I
episodes
like
ever.
I felt like I cried more watching it like this time around than the first time I saw it. Oh god,
Because
I
you
love
know
it.
it's
Anyway,
coming, yeah.
it's just it's so fucking
Yeah.
good. I really I don't know if you'll agree with this necessarily either.
I
But
don't.
like I feel like just cut out the whole scars and the island shit and all of that. Like
Yeah,
that was
they-
so
I mean-
boring even in the game.
I mean,
Spectacle wise, it looked cool, but like are we really
You didn't
gonna
like
put
the
in,
you didn't like the boss fight with the guy with the Joker scar.
No, that was sick, but that's
was
besides
cool.
the point. No, that was cool as fuck. But like
The
like
fire's
there's no
cool.
way they can adapt that here. Like we get an Abby subplot where they go to the island to be part of the revolt.
That's-
And like, what's Jeffrey Wright gonna do? Because Jeffrey Wright was barely in that game. Like, does he
Yeah,
get more
so they're
do?
going to expand that, but that's the thing is like, if we're not spent allegedly, like you said, the reviews say, if we're not going to spend a significant amount of time with Abby, and again,
What is
I
it about?
really don't think you can split season 3 into Abby stuff, right?
No, no, you can't.
And what you really could do is you could have the A plot and the B plot of Ellie and Abby and intercut them at the same time, right? Like,
Agreed.
like Better Call
Like a
Saul, where
TV
you,
show.
like where
a
you
TV
get
show,
like
yeah.
you get Mike's story and you get
Yeah.
Jimmy's story, or Daredevil, where you get Fisk, and it's
Exactly.
very easy to do that. Andor does it, right? Mon Mothma and Andor.
That is no, but that's how you should do it. That's how TV shows function. You've got like your
Yes.
3 plots, and you jump.
No,
in
but
on
you
them
do it. I
every
mean,
now
more
and
in
then.
a sense sense where you rip away the idea that there's one protagonist, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Abby and Ellie now
Mhm.
share the story. And again, that's rough to do because you're gonna introduce the audience to hate Abby. That's what they did in the game.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's just kind of a function of the fact that this could be one of those like unadaptable stories.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
could
don't.
be.
It's just a rough one. Like
I mean,
as soon as I
like,
saw Mel, I'm like, are they gonna do what they did to her in the game? Like that'd be fucked up. You
But
know?
they also kind of have to because it's also the point.
I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna divide people like they did with the game no matter what. Well, not no matter what, but if they adapt it correctly, it's still gonna divide people like the game did. There's a lot of people that hate
Yes.
The Last of Us too. And then
Yes.
Yeah.
people like us, we kind of all agree it's one of the greatest stories ever told in video
I,
games.
you are lumping me into
I
a
was gonna
box that
say
I
I
do
didn't
not
know
own and I
that
agree.
he
I think the
Harper
story
told
is
me
fine.
personally.
Harper has
Yeah.
Harper has Ellie's tattoo on his arm. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
he
bite,
does.
weirdly enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't do not lump me in. I think it's okay.
Well, I like okay, then I think it's one of the great. Like, it's not my favorite game ever, but it's probably not even top 10.
That's Marvel
I
Snap.
think I
It's
really
Marvel
think like
Snap. Marvel Snap has a better story, but
It's got better characters. I got Red
yeah,
Goblin in that, so
I got Spider-Man and mine,
yeah.
so but like it's a good game, so but it still divides people.
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean it's supposed to. I feel
it's
like
it's
it was
definitely the smoke. Oh my god, it has to be the biggest swing that a thing has taken at the size
nice.
that it is. Like it,
The
I
golf
know that
club.
like it feels like the Last Jedi in that sense, where it's like this is the biggest stage where you could take a big swing, and they did
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Like The
Yeah.
Last of Us could have been straightforward, and you have Joel
Mhm.
and Ellie hate each other in part two, but then at the end they reunite and it's happy and whatnot. Nope, there will never be a
Mm.
happy ending. We took away the
Mm.
idea of that in this universe. I
Mhm.
don't know how they got to that idea, but they did it, and we have to live with it. And that's the
I
story.
You don't know how they got to that idea. Like I said, I think it's the most generic idea that you could have for
Is it
it's like
though? But is
both Last of Us games, when you boil them down to their main
sure,
plots, are the most obvious like
but
stories you could
I
tell in
mean,
an
like
apocalypse.
I mean, I guess kill the main character is the first idea, but then actually getting around
Mm.
to doing it and making a
Doing
story about that
yeah.
in the manner they did. I know it's like I don't actually feel this way about it, but they went out like a pussy. Like you know what I mean? Like they made him like a
Yeah.
bitch when he died. And I don't actually think that, but
No,
that's
you
how they
don't.
did it, you know?
Because he has that line where he's just like, whatever rehearsed speech you got, get
Yeah,
it over
exactly.
with and
Like
whatever. It's cool.
he kills he dies with no mercy, no like
Yeah,
as
it's
if he was
clean.
not the main character of the story. Like it's
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
heartless the way they do it.
Yeah.
And I think
But I
actually
I
doing that is just
I feel
unbelievable.
like that story is only like crazy when it does the perspective shift. Because I think all the Ellie stuff, like it's a pretty typical revenge plot. It's only when they halfway through go, actually, you're gonna play as this character you hate, and you're just like, oh, okay. For how long though? Half the game.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
10 hours.
Okay.
Get buckle
Yeah,
in.
cool. All
Buckle
right.
up. And you're gonna have to fight a big monster.
Yeah.
I like big
The
monsters. So
Rat King
yeah.
was sick.
Yeah.
I got to that. I remembered that part vividly, but I was also just like, this is Resident Evil. Like this is taken a
Yeah, at
like
that
I
point,
love
yeah,
that
at that point, we're Left 4 Dead, yeah.
The Ellie plot is like this personal tale of revenge, and then the Abby one is just like, what if it was Fast and Furious, but also Resident Evil? Like it's just crazy action
No,
sequences
yeah,
of
it's
like
just high.
big
Like
nuts that, yeah.
there's the part where they like fall from the crane through the apartment
Yeah, it
building
was
into
just
the
like
Yeah,
pool.
that,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, you are dead.
I was
It's
like,
like
this is.
Spider-Man PS4.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say like this, like guys, this isn't Uncharted.
yeah,
Uncharted was the last
yeah,
game you made.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Um.
right.
You have to start
Yeah.
pressing like the triggers like you do in Spider-Man when he's doing the web to like
Yeah. She starts
Yeah.
sell.
whipping. Yeah.
Dude, if it
Yeah.
was Ellie and Joel in that situation that Abby was in, they both would have turned to paste. They would have
Literally,
splattered on the
you're
ground.
saying that
Like,
Abby is a Mary Sue.
oh, I don't want to say that.
Well, you
The
just
internet will
said it,
hate
and that's the end of
me.
the episode.
I think her
Thanks for
muscles
listening,
look
guys.
silly. There you go.
You think your muscles look silly? Oh wow, come on.
No, I
Oh,
like
by
my
the
muscles.
way, the ending of this episode,
What about that ending?
the Ellie digs out she gets bit, she digs out
Nice.
the whatever, and it goes into the piping of Jackson.
Yeah.
So are people gonna start turning into zombies by drinking like the water or something, or like what's going
No,
on?
I think wasn't that an old pipe?
But still, there's like fungus and shit. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What is that?
Just why are we
Are
doing
the
this? Why
zombies coming from inside the house?
I don't know. I just like that Ellie was listening to Love Buzz. That got me hyped as fuck. And
Yeah.
a song that Nirvana covered for their first album, Bleach, an album that
Do
no
you
one talks
think
about.
do you
Good
think they should
stuff.
have recast? That's a big thought out there.
You know,
No.
Kaylee Spaney. People love Kaylee Spaney
yeah, they do.
from Alien Romulus. They want her to play Ellie. I think she looks like adult Ellie. I think she'd probably be too old to play 14-year-old Ellie though.
Yeah,
Kaylee
no,
Spaney.
so I'm conflicted because I fucking hate the stupid cunts online that are so awful to Bella
Oh, they're
Ramsey about
so
this casting.
offended
I
by her.
fucking
Yeah.
hate them. I hope they live
Same.
short and miserable lives. I really do. But when I hear her, I'm like, this performance is excellent, but she still appears to me as a kid.
She's still
You know
Yeah,
Lena
what I
they
mean?
made
Mormont.
Like
her.
I like her performance is so
Jon
good, and
Snow
Ellie sees
has Stark's blood in him. That's what you hear or whatever. Yeah.
That's it.
'Cause, all
Every
they
man
Says
on
Ned
Bear
Stark's-
Island
Yeah.
fights with the strength.
The North remembers.
I know no king, but the king in the north whose name is Stark. There we go. Yeah, that's what I remember. No, but like I just spat water all over my fucking face. That was crazy. I'm shot. Okay.
Okay.
um, I'm out. I got nothing. I think visually it doesn't work for me because she looks like she's 14 still.
Yeah, how old is Bella Ramsey?
Performance wise, like no, she is like she's an adult. So like is she just one of those actresses that they cast because she like clearly looks
2003.
that's
September
crazy. That's the year the
2003.
apocalypse happened in this universe. That is
That's
like
true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That's like, yeah. Of course.
That's why they cast. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I see.
like yeah, I don't know. I'm conflicted. Like it's not I can't imagine the adventure that Ellie goes on in the second game with like someone that looks this young. I'm like, that's a child. You cannot let her leave Jackson. But she's
Yeah.
acting again like 19-year-old Ellie. Like I don't know. It just doesn't work. There's also
I
the
think it's
argument that like
me.
Ellie in Last of Us 2 also comes across as like 25. Like she
Yeah, but
definitely
she's
does
That's
not
true.
or
seem
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
true.
it's one
Yeah,
of those
like-
things where it's like Luke Skywalker's 19. It's like, no, he's not.
Yeah, that dude is yeah, no, I
Yeah.
just I don't know. I don't is recasting the right move? I don't know because like then
No,
you
Should they have
I think
waited?
it's-
on the
Should they have waited
chemistry.
longer?
Yes, I
But
do think they should
should-
wait longer.
But should they have? Because like,
If they
is
were going to
Bella
wait
Ramsey gonna
longer,
look
then
that different?
make it one
Just
season.
do something different with her hair, at least, or something like that. Like, do other things to make her appear older than just putting a tattoo on her.
You've kind of got Ellie's hair.
I auditioned, but they're like, we already got her. I'm like,
You're a
all
bit
right,
tall,
well.
buddy.
Like, all right, I can play her. I won't shave. Okay, I refuse. I'm just like
You
like
can
Joker.
CGI off my mustache, but I will not shave.
Oh my god,
I'm Joker from Caesar
Yeah, Caesar Romero.
Romero.
Caesar
Little
Romero. Yeah.
Caesars. Yes.
You could put the white face paint over it. That's fine, but I'm not.
That's crazy that they just let him do that.
Yeah.
You just said
I mean, I
no.
guess
Like,
at
the
that
60s
point,
are done fucking
It's funny. Like, I guess at that point, Batman is not a bigger brand than he is. So
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
was like the biggest star in that.
fuck the
that
Joker. What,
show.
he's like, what the fuck is the Joker? Like, it's Caesar Romero. It's me. Nobody gives a shit about the Joker. I'm surfing. I got big underwear on. You know, I got big swim
and
trunks
that's
over
our
my
thoughts on the
Joker
casting for Ellie.
Yeah, I mean, Pedro's still really good as Joel, thankfully.
He is, yeah.
Anyway, I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I just don't know, like what. I
Do you
just don't
think, Harper? Do you think that Joel will die next episode?
know.
Or are they
It
going to
is the
kill him
one
and they're
that's
going to reveal
rated-
he's in witness protection?
With a mustache.
With Foggy. With
Yeah.
Foggy.
Yeah.
What if?
No.
Oh my god! What if he was one of
I
those
just-
pages?
God,
Joel.
I hope by the end of the series we'll at least get some defenders in this.
No,
They
literally.
weren't in
Like,
there now, so-
where the fuck
Where's Luke
are the
Cage?
Avengers? Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like an infected go to bite someone, then everyone's gonna be like, and then the camera pans up as Luke Cage be like, bulletproof baby.
Hell yes. That's
And he like
sick as
throws
fuck.
him like across the room.
That's what they need, dude. They need to fuck this franchise, introduce
Yeah,
superpowers.
it's like Defenders, like when he busts into the room and Iron Fist is like, you, and he's like, yeah, me.
Me. The music cuts in, they start fighting.
That would be good. Oh, I like
Sigourney
the
Weaver
sound of
walks
that.
out in, like a sequin silver dress for no reason.
This is what I like. This is what I like to
Good
hear.
stuff. Yeah.
And they bring
Dragon Bones
Elektra.
under Jackson.
Yes. That could be why the zombies are there, dude.
Yeah,
They want the
they're trying to get the
dragon.
dragon bones.
The dragon bones, yeah. So they can was all right, real quick. Was the Hand's plan to collapse Manhattan?
Yeah,
And
something
that's
like that.
the out, guys. We've talked about Defenders too many times.
Okay.
So they wanted to mine. No, it was that by mining all the dragon, but the dragon bones were the foundation, and if they mined all the dragon bones out, Manhattan would collapse.
Why
I
has
think
Matt not told
okay,
anybody about this?
That is canon still. That's canon in Born
That's
Again.
canon.
Just
Dude,
FYI.
when the Avengers are assembling, dragon bones underneath their feet.
Dragon bones are holding up New York.
Spider-Man swinging over dragon bones, dude.
Swinging over dragon bones.
We-
I
I
love
think-
that they mentioned Nadim and the fucking avocados at law. The avocados
Yeah,
at
the
law. shit
avocados
got
at
me.
law was good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway,
That
I
hits
think
harder
we
than like a
might-
multiverse cameo.
I think
Dragon
this
bones.
podcast and us have talked about Defenders more than anybody in the entire world.
You think so?
I think there's a chance.
Defenders. I think it's a good show.
I do too.
really
I do too.
I like the
I
Chinese
it.
food
I like it as
episode.
well.
Yes,
I do too. That's the
good.
best one. That's the best one. But like
Nice
Every-
ears. They're horns.
everyone else has moved on.
No,
No,
I'm
I
never
think-
moving
no.
on, dude.
But
not-
we keep bringing it up.
Not us.
No,
Some
no.
people move on, but not us. Anyway,
Maybe Thanos should have just killed us all. That's a
Yeah,
crazy
exactly.
take, Captain America. Why'd you say that, dude?
yeah,
You know,
me and
I'm
Wilson
saying we
Fisk
gotta-
should have shot us all. Yeah, he should have squished all of our skulls, dude.
We're gonna get a
gross.
comment being like,
Everything's
"You guys
good.
gotta move on from Defenders, and we gotta plant ourselves like a tree and say no." You
Say no.
Yeah, you move on. Yeah, well,
I
you know
like
what?
it.
They got the Snyderverse to come back, didn't they? They're revealing that on Friday, so
Yeah, that's
Man of Steel
so
too.
we
You
can
heard
get
it
the
here
Defenders
first.
back. Yeah.
Is Joel dying next episode?
No, no.
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay. Anyway, this has been a hero story. Thanks for listening, guys. Hold up. I think we got a new review. I want to read it. Hold up. Fuck. We got a new review on Apple, I think. Let's see. I should have had this ready, but I read it today.
you should have, but it's okay.
It says, fantastic interview with Tom King. He really fits in well and was really interesting to hear his background and writing process. Well done, guys. And then we got another one from Leduki last month. This
Yeah.
podcast is full of good moments, amazing people, and incredible jokes. I've been watching for years now, and I think I have watched every single episode, some more than 4
Ooh.
times. And every
Ooh.
time I can't stop laughing and thinking, God, what am I doing with my life? It is fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Good
Say that
jokes.
again.
Yeah,
Say that again.
Say that again.
Say that again.
Leave more reviews,
Say that again.
comment, all that stuff. Watch the video that I released, please. I know it's long. I know it's 35 minutes, but
I watched
please.
it. I watched it while
It's
unboxing
pretty
my
good.
John Wick hot toy.
thank you.
I watched it while
And,
falling
um,
asleep.
Oh, thanks. But I
Tyler's
edited
videos
it
will
while
do that
falling
to you.
asleep. And they will
Mhm.
actually.
It got copyright strike already.
It did.
Did
Thank
get
God.
copyrights. Actually,
Here we go.
I don't know. I don't think it was that Spider-Man I'm sorry video, but there's like a minute-long meme video I put up on this channel that is like has ads on it, and we're not getting paid for it. I have
No.
no
Let me
idea
check,
why.
dude. Dude, you're siphoning money away from our account into your own.
Dead-
You're pocketing
dead-
the change.
No,
You piece of
no,
shit.
No,
Oh,
hear
you're a
me
bad
out.
friend. Hear you out.
I'm telling you, like, I really don't remember what one it is, but yeah, it's like one of those like minute-long dumb ones.
Good.
Is it
Well,
that I
be sure to copyright strike my next video or my video I just released so you can get us taken down from
And
YouTube.
and
Oh
his
my
next
god!
one.
I just opened YouTube up and that's what it is.
And we'll see you next week, guys. Blah.